All right, you guys all set?
Mm-hmm.
Nodding, checking in. So the scene opens tonight. The undead are clawing at the outside of the castle. From above, the knights and the guardsmen rain arrows down upon them. It's making just enough impact on the swarm to slow it. From the castle battlements, Valaki could be seen, defending itself as well. Fires burning outside of its stone walls, and a silver dragon flying back and forth across the roads between the castle and the city, blasting the undead with its frost breath. The country would survive. The castle will survive. The cities are going to survive. The undead shall not rule Barovia again, but after surviving, there will not be a doubt that they had at least returned. So, we ended last week with you guys getting tumbled off of the wall and buried alive in its wreckage. I need checks from you. I need you to roll a d20 for me. Just a d20 to see how badly you're buried. Oh, Graham.
Graham's at the bottom of the pile.
All right.
Does my monk snowfall help me at all here?
Probably not. It might a little bit, but not really.
Graham's holding everything up with his mighty legs.
That's why.
He's got the weight of the wall on his shoulders, and he's holding it up with his, fantastic leg.
All right. So you all begin to stir at about the same time. Looking around you, there's a thin shaft of light coming in from above. The wall has come down and has broken itself on top of you, and each of you are trapped in various states. Argrax, you're trapped closer up to the top of the light, but there is a bit of a hole the way the rubble fell, and it's where you guys all tumbled to. You'll be able to, you have wiggled yourself out shortly after waking up. The others are in a pretty decent state of overall capture when being pinned. Razia is about as free as you are. Marlamir the Third is trapped mediocrely, and as you look around, you see that Graham is buried almost up to his neck in rubble. There is a little bit of space for you all to move and to get free, but it's going to take some time.
Well, I'm going to start helping Graham because I imagine I'm probably one of the only people that can actually fit down there to help.
Probably. Make a strength check as you start to move the rubble away from Graham.
Can I help with that?
Yeah, sure.
I just roll at advantage then.
You get him a little freer. A lot of the stuff on him, it looks like he's being pinned by something, but most of the stuff on him is small rubble. So you're shifting through a lot of that. As that happens, you guys are now down below on the ground. It'd be Shush then. Shush, there is a rotting clawed arm that has reached down through the opening above and is now trying to force its way through. That's what you see. You're pretty certain it's attached to a body. It's not independent of itself.
Does it look aggressive?
It looks zombified, so you're guessing it's aggressive.
I'll just start throwing radiant sunbolts at it then.
All right. You start blasting this arm. It seems to ignore the damage and continue on its course until it stops moving. Not ignore the damage in it's still taking damage. The creature itself it's not frightened off by that. As all this is going on, now I need perception checks from you. Rudy.
Can't see nothing. I'm trying to help Graham.
Yeah, oddly enough,
Graham, meanwhile, is looking right past you.
And oddly enough, with all of the things going on around Graham, it's him and Shush that you begin to hear two people outside arguing. And something moves the body away that Shush had blasted that zombie that was trying to claw its way into that hole and then stopped moving. Somebody moved his body away, and you can hear two people up there arguing.
Probably Gabe's body.
Is it a familiar voice?
Not real familiar. At least not to your characters, it's not real familiar. So, what?
Did you say that you just said that arm was attached to something, but it wasn't specific what it was, right?
Correct. You assume it was a zombie trying to claw its way in.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a Vecna hand?
No.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
It was not the hand of Vecna trying to climb its way back into something. Lore-wise, the hand and eye of Vecna coming in contact with the Sword of Kaz would have completely obliterated them. They would have been gone. I think we lost Adam.
I was here the whole thing, but I couldn't understand anything.
Okay. So do we need to go to voice?
Maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we can't spend the whole night with you not understanding stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, Ryan.
Typical. Trying to make up for Adam's internet.
All right. So let's see. Where were we? I'll just pretty much let you guys know that it was a zombie trying to crawl its way in. Wasn't anything too terribly nefarious. Just a little hint to let you guys know you're not 100% out of trouble. Then you started to hear people arguing. And this is the conversation that you begin to hear floating through the cracks. Yeah, you hear, I know they gotta be here somewhere. We gotta find them.
Yay!
Yep.
And then you hear another voice say, we don't have time. The undead are already coming back. Yeah, I don't care. I failed it once all those years ago, and I ain't going to do it again. And then you hear, Cyrus, she's not... God, never mind. So help me if we die here, I'm going to kill you. Oh boy, let's talk and more digging. And you begin to see rocks up above you shifting around. You guys want to do anything?
I feel like someone would call out here.
Do I feel like I know who they're talking about?
Probably not.
Okay. I heard him say a her, so I'm just gonna use a random girl's voice. I'm gonna use one of the kids' voices and just call up the order.
Sure. You call up there and the response comes back down. Hey, you hear that? That's them. Razia, that you? Where you at? It's Uncle Cyrus. And Razia does pipe up after that. She says, we're here, Cyrus. He's like, we'll have you out soon. And then the other voice says, Cyrus. He says, I know. Then over the sound of digging, you begin to hear the faint sound of the undead growling and moaning. There comes another sound of maybe a dozen bowstrings or so firing nearby and the crackle of some fairly heavy magical energy. The sound of the undead get louder, and then the digging above stops. You hear a sword clanging and the sickening sound it makes when it hits into a body. There's a roar in the air, and the air gets extraordinarily cold. After that, a massive claw pokes its way through the rubble and then pulls back a large boulder, exposing you fully to the air. Silver scales and a massive reptilian eye fill the view, and then a furry hand pushes away the large dragon's face, and a hobbled, gray-haired, covered mongrel man comes scrambling down the rocks. Razi, where are you, girl? Is Marlamir here? Did he make it? And Marlamir III replies, we're here, Cyrus. We're all here, I believe. And you hear a huge bellowing voice outside say, they are free, Cyrus. Let us be quick. Our families have suffered enough tragedy today. And Cyrus nods and begins pulling at you from the rubble. The clawed hand is moving more boulders away, and you see about 24 Kren soldiers and a very angry-looking elf in black leathers holding an obviously magical bull standing nearby. And you guys, however, have a very trapped Graham.
Graham would like to make an attempt to get out.
Sure. Make a strength check at disadvantage.
He would also like to rage in anger of being trapped down here.
Go for it. You can make it at regular then.
I would like to rage impotently.
Oh,
Look at this.
shoot.
Oh. Sorry, man. You have to re-roll that nat 20.
I know. That's so.
Can I help him by using my crowbar?
Graham, you're just stuck good. You can lend more aid while you're helping with the crowbar. In the meantime, there are now zombie bodies covered in arrows tumbling into the hole. The dragon reaches its hand in and pulls the children out. And you hear the dragon say that she is going to take the children to the castle.
Okay, I would agree.
So, let's see. How long does it actually take to get poor Graham free? Rudy, if you want to make another check at advantage with your crowbar.
Another strength check?
Yep, or if anybody else has any digging tools
I got a shovel and a pick.
that you can't get to.
I have some bagpipes that I'm going to play.
Oh, those are definitely going to help.
I also have a crowbar. And a
I'm gonna play my bagpipes right into Graham's face.
The sound of the harmonious music causes me to want to flow up out of the bodies and join my friends.
Rudy, you have managed to get Graham's upper body free now.
But those legs are still stuck.
Those legs are definitely still stuck. Graham, you can now make another attempt to get yourself free if you want.
Graham would like to.
This whole time, just to keep him raging, I'm poking him in the eye.
I appreciate it.
Okay. You can make another roll, Graham. That's not any better.
Holy cow!
So
Poke him harder.
your
Do
barb.
I need to cast enhance ability on you?
Quite possibly.
Take 10 bludgeoning damage. I poke you real hard.
Well, he's raging, so take 5.
I took 5.
Well, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Rudy, you can make another dig check.
Holy cow, guys!
And at this point, the zombies have now overrun you, and you're all dead. Good job. No. All right, you guys continue to work at Graham. Continue to get him out. Cyrus is down there helping. Now, Felindor is leading the Kren archery battalion and trying to give you guys a little bit more breathing room. And
I'll go and help them.
Okay. You go out and help them. That actually ends up helping a lot because it keeps the zombies down once they go down. So you guys, it takes quite a bit longer than you'd like, but you do finally make your way out. And there are some horses at the ready for you guys to get on and to take off. But they're at the ready, unfortunately, because several of the Kren archers have been overrun by the zombies as you were getting dug out.
Hey, what level are we, by the way? Are we still 4?
No, you guys totally should level. You leveled last week. I said that, didn't I?
But you said that we had to wait for a rest.
Oh, you do have to wait for your rest. That's true.
That's right. Okay, that's right. That's right.
But you will level. That's right. You got to wait for your rest. So, and as you guys come out, you do the entire area around where this section of the wall came down is just a disaster. There are bodies everywhere. There are people tangled up in the rubble. You see dozens of zombies still pushing their way through the woods in flights, almost like they're coming in groups. Now, there's a little bit of a difference to the way they're marching. They don't seem to be going anywhere in specific until they focus in on something, and then they all turn that way, where before they were very directed. Is there anything you'd like to do before you get on the horses and take off? Or not take off?
There's just one step.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Graham wants to do.
Okay. Is it just to get out of here?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing for us to look for. Everything blew up, so like, there's no lootables, right?
Maybe, but there's a giant crater on the other side of the wall now, and a lot of debris.
And that's where all the real good stuff was.
That is definitely where the higher level characters died. What's on the other side of the wall? That's where the good stuff was. Correct.
We'll come back.
Okay. So you guys mount up on the horses and you begin to head away from the wall. Now you are on the far side of Barovia. Let me... Oh, I didn't load the map. That's a bummer. So you're over by the eastern gates. Let me find it real quick. I'll throw it up in Discord.
I thought we were by the west.
You're right. You're by the western gate.
Okay.
You are correct. So you guys are over by the western gate. And it's a newer gate. It's only been built in the last decade or so. It wasn't here originally. There was not really a reason to build a gate for a while, but the Count saw fit to gate off both sides of the pass at some point for some reason. And you're about 1.5 miles from Kresk. Cyrus would suggest you guys head right back for Castle Argynvost, but if you wanted to do something else, the idea could be entertained.
Graham is good with going right back to the castle.
Same. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys boogie it on your horses right down the road past Kresk. You notice that the city is abandoned. They've already been evacuated. So there's not anybody that you could tell in town. The way the road comes down out of the mountains, you get a good upper view of it before it gets down to the wall. So you guys ride on, and you ride hard all the way back to Castle Argynvost. And you're there. Let's see, where are we at? So as you ride up, Lady Arabella walks out to meet you. She says that Vasti has already arrived with the children and that she's thrilled to death that they are safe. The others have been here for some time now and are already safe. There's some tension and problems politically with some of that, but most of that's going to be okay. She hugs Cyrus and notes you four and asks if you're the four that saved the kids.
Yes.
And she says, then I have rewards for you. It's not quite the time of celebration, but thanks are to be given. She slips you a key, and she says, this will get you into the armory. Help yourself to an enchanted piece of equipment in there. So when you guys take your long rest, when you get one, you can get a +1 item, either a weapon or an armor, out of the armory.
Can you have +1 loincloth?
A +1 loincloth? No.
Yeah.
No enchanted loincloths, I'm sorry. You could get a +1 shield, though.
Oh, that's true.
She asks if you have any other questions for her.
I would just convey my sadness.
She's grateful for it.
Who was this person again?
This was the Count's wife, so this is the Countess.
Oh, she's a widow now. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got nothing good
Yeah.
for her. I'll let her know that he killed a Triton before he died. That's really all I have.
She
Just doesn't know what to do with condolences.
okay. She pats you on your chicken arm, on your Kenku giant arm, and thanks you. She will let you know that whatever the army accomplished at the wall was really quite successful. The undead are now floundering organizationally. It seems like he was controlling all of them, and now that there is no controlling force, the weaker ones have begun to cluster up and to wander. But that doesn't make the country much safer, as most of them are wandering into Barovia. There is the side effect of a lot of the intelligent among them are now free. Many of the intelligent ones have fled back into the Misty Pass towards Setnovia. However, it appears that quite a few of them have pressed into Barovia. Let's see, you guys already know that thanks to Felindor and Cyrus that the Abbey and Kresk have been evacuated. But there are several large groups now moving through the wilderness that could pose a threat to Argynvost or Vallaki.
Yeah.
She says that they no longer have the forces to fight them openly. She believes the best hope is to take in the refugees and treat it like a siege, as undead can be easier to fight them from the walls than it would be out in the open. And she says mostly she's hoping for that so they have time to regather more forces and clear them out for good.
What about the Adventurers Guild? Is it still active at the moment?
It is still active, and they are preparing for the siege of Vallaki.
Yeah, so I think in the long run, what we might want to do is have the military sweep over and take out as much as we can, and then individually hire adventurers to go in and clear out buildings and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Do we know if any of the knights other than us survived?
Well, there's a lot of knights abroad at the moment. There very rarely are more than 20 or 30 knights at Castle. And as far as they know right now, none of the others survived.
Okay. And the ones abroad, you mean?
No. The ones that were at Castle. Because all the ones at Castle were going with you to Delaran's Crossing when everything went to crap.
Okay. So how far away would the closest cluster of them be?
They've all been notified, and several of them are already on their way back. There were some in the Southern Kren Empire taking care of some stuff, but they're still a week out.
We have a dragon.
You do have a dragon, but
Can we send the dragon?
the dragon is probably your greatest asset in a fight, though.
But it'll be like Gandalf coming over the ridge.
Maybe.
Just like that.
It'll be just like that.
Gandalf is on a horse.
Okay. Shush isn't the best tactics person. All he knows is he once heard Marlamir say, "Take the knights and eliminate it."
So she says
He'll say that now.
she does say that in the near future they will be gathering in the war room for a meeting. So if you have any further ideas, that would be a good time to discuss them there.
Could you remind me, we are at Castle Argynvost.
Correct.
And the places that which places were abandoned? Not abandoned, but
So far, really only Kresk has been abandoned, evacuated. And the Wizards of Wine winery, they evacuated the Mardikovs as well.
And the tower is decimated, correct? The Wizard's Tower?
The Wizard's Tower is pretty much planning it. Oh, the one that's in Barovia, the small one, is still there. But the large one, you have no idea what happened to it. It's gone.
Okay.
Gabe's Wizard Tower is gone.
Yeah, Gabe's Mage Tower, yeah. School / yeah.
Yep.
So what was going on with the Abbey?
It was evacuated as well. When Crest was evacuated, they evacuated it.
So the issue that we're having is that once they piled into Barovia, they could have just spread out everywhere.
They could have, but there's a lot of natural barriers inside of there to keep them focused and redirected. They do believe that from what they've witnessed so far, their scouts have informed them that they do seem to be marching mostly eastward. But yes, there's going to be some spread.
Okay, so the question is, do we defend the castle or do we defend Valaki?
I think Valaki is going to be easier to defend only because of the river, the bridge, and the lake.
Except Castle Argynvost is a castle.
Well, right, but it's a castle with our backs to a cliff. I mean, I can fall a long ways, but clearly Graham can't. He gets stuck under a building.
That's only because he went there voluntarily.
See, he's dumb.
He was making sure everything was done underneath.
Yeah.
He wanted to catch everybody.
Well, he did that.
So the Countess would suggest that you head in, settle in, and get some rest. She says the scouts have said the undead are, at this point in time, moving slowly unless they have one of a more intelligent creature with them leading them, and those seem to be disappearing into the woods. But the mass of them is moving slowly.
Valaki still has the wall around it, right?
It now has a stone parapeted wall with towers for defense. It is a very defendable town.
Can we fill the river with quippers? I know that helps.
It definitely could help. There are no quippers.
Find some quippers.
Summon Quipper.
A couple of druids could summon some quippers, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you guys a long rest.
Oh, okay.
Good.
And
Have we heard from anybody at the winery yet?
they were moved into Valaki,
Okay.
so they are safe. Unfortunately, the were-ravens over the last 40 years seem to be somewhat tied to the mists. The strain of lycanthropy is really thinned in that regard.
Okay.
I mean, there still are a few, but it's not like the old days where if you were a Mardikoff, you were a were-raven.
Okay. All right. So we can level now.
Yes, you can. You guys can go ahead and drag your level in. This will be a pretty easy level. Nobody's really got to pick spells or anything. No, Adam does. That's true.
But I already picked up.
And I got my stunning strike, so.
I get to run faster.
You get
and
your
hit
second
more.
attack. Yeah, that's a big deal for you. And I believe Rudy gets 3d6 sneak attack now.
Nope.
No?
Go Rudy.
All right, so you guys let me know when
No,
you're ready.
He does on level 6. He gets 3d6.
I thought it was 5.
Oh wait, I changed it to 3d6. Maybe I'm wrong. I gotta look at the page.
From what I understand, it goes up. Oh, no, you should be at 3d6.
Yeah,
Next
I
level
should.
will be 46.
Oh.
Next level will be
Yep,
46.
yep, I got it.
Cool.
Ooh, my unarmed strike goes up.
Also a very nice bonus.
Also means my radiant damage goes up.
I think you already put your stuff up, didn't you?
Yeah, I did that already.
Oh, okay.
All right. As you guys are walking into the castle, right before you go and take this long rest, you do see the guard captain Yogi. He is arguing with Marlamir III. They're out on the balcony of the second floor, the one that overlooks the front entrance. You don't quite know what they're fighting about, but they don't seem like they're mad at each other. It might be tactics, it might be procedure. You just don't know for sure what's going on.
Oh, Yogi.
This guy is named after the hero of Valaki.
Yeah.
There's a lot of yogis.
Hey, Mike, it's a +1 saves and checks when you're in Barovia.
+1, yes. No, it's +1 AC as well.
Oh, +1 AC and saves and checks?
Yep.
Okay.
The only thing it doesn't add a +2 on a D20 roll is attack rolls. But it gives you an AC bump, so that's really nice.
You said we could grab any +1 item?
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to grab a +1 armor. Breastplate.
I don't know that I'm going to really benefit from a +1 item.
You use your quarterstaff a lot, don't you?
Only because it's damage was higher than my 1d4. Now that my unarmed strikes are a 1d6, isn't overly. I mean, getting a magical weapon wouldn't be bad to overcome stuff, but I use my radiant bolts when I need to overcome.
Is there something that makes sense then for a monk that you might want that's in that same category?
1 second.
I suppose Graham would be in a similar boat too.
I have a
Could you-
shield.
Yeah, you
Could you just homebrew like a bracer of +1
attack.
hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do that easy enough.
Yeah.
If that interests you, Tony.
Yeah, I could do that. Just put a +1 on the
It would
unarmed
be a
strikes and stuff.
it'd be a +1 weapon or +1 weapon, but
Yeah.
just like a boxing glove.
+1 fisticuffs of doom.
I have a pair of gloves I could wear. They smell bad though.
You also never mind. Aren't your fists magical now at level 5?
No, I don't think that's until level 6.
Ah. Okay, so you'd still need
Yeah, key empowered strikes is at level 6.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, then you can add +1 to your attacks and damage with these bracers then.
Works for me.
Cool. All right. Anything else going on in the castle as you guys cruise through before you go take your long rest? You do see the children about at various places. You see a few other people that you recognize, but unfortunately the castle is relatively sparse at the moment. There are not a lot of people here. There's servants and a few other things like that, but for the most part, the knights are gone. There's, most of the count's family is gone. It is a bracers of punches. It is a sadly quiet castle at the moment.
Well, that's fine. There's not a lot of people here. That's fine. We should do our best to kind of lock this place up and move everybody to Valaki.
The Countess is not moving.
Well, that's a problem.
She intends to stay here, as does Marlemere II's wife. That's something that's being a bit of an argument around here. You would find a servant who could tell you that.
So they are staying in the castle.
It does appear that she has decided that some would stay here and defend the castle. She believes it's actually more secure than the town, and it's the best place to protect the children.
No, it probably is, but I mean, I would agree with that. It's a much more defensible place. But who's available to defend it besides 2 women?
Well, there's the other kids there. There is a battalion of Kren archers now. There's a certain mongrel man running around.
Can we get the mongrel men and some of the kids up to the roof to man the catapults?
You can deal with that. So here's what's going to happen. You guys now have the free run of the castle. So you'll have to decide who you want to go talk to here for a little bit and where you want to go. So if you want to talk about who's going to run the catapults, you would probably want to talk to the guard captain Yogi about that.
Okay.
And servants are going to tell you that he is still out on the front balcony.
How well armed is this place? Like, how many weapons in reserve are there?
It's pretty well stacked, and there are still the standard castle guards that patrol the grounds. They're still here as well.
But we can arm the servants.
Yes, you could definitely arm the servants.
Okay.
Yeah, they can use any simple weapon, so even short bows they can use.
So are there like 4 dwarfs kind of sitting in a corner somewhere, ready to start their commoner life?
Nope, none of them. Those guys are not here. So do you want to go talk to Yogi then?
Yeah.
All right.
Would he be who we report to now that everybody else is dead?
No, because you're knight commanders now. Everybody, to some degree, reports to you other than the royalty. Although Felindor and Cyrus probably would laugh if you tried to give them out orders. So, but you wouldn't have any authority, say, over Yogi's guards, but you would have authority over him to some degree.
Okay.
It's that thing where it's like not quite your jurisdiction to run the guards, but he would respect your position.
Okay.
So, all right, you guys go looking for Yogi. I'm going to throw a token on the map so I can put you guys.
Basically, as long as we don't ask him to do anything too out of character for themselves.
Ridiculous.
Correct. Yeah. He's still out on that front balcony. That's where you get directed to. You do see other people around as you go past. You hear there's some arguing coming from downstairs. Sounds like one of the younger kids is arguing with one of the older ladies at the moment.
Shush isn't worried about the whole tactics thing. He'll go find out who's arguing.
Okay.
You can deal with the tactics thing first, though.
Okay. So you walk out onto the front balcony of the castle directly overlooking the roadway, and Yogi, the guard captain, is there. He's talking to some other castle guards. He appears to be giving them orders at the moment. And you hear him say, there are a lot of children out here now. This is no time for children. They make decisions that only make sense to them and are often bereft of logic in any sense at all. So I'm tasking each of you with keeping a close eye on all of them. Most everyone else here, including the Countess and the Lady Helena, can take care of themselves if there's trouble. But those kids are your priority. Am I clear? The guards, sir, yes, sir, Yogi, and then they head off to their jobs. And so now he's standing there and he looks to you. Can I help you?
I would probably defer to Graham's tactical knowledge in this. So
Graham's tactical knowledge is, hey, there's an enemy, let's jump in the middle there and kill as many as we can.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Graham would ask if there's anything that we could do to assist the defense.
He will inform you that he's got about 30 guards in the building. He just tasked a dozen of them to individually watch over the kids. So there's about 2 guards assigned to each of the children. Okay. That's the younger kids, Razia and Count Marlemere, who is now being called Count Marlemere. They are, they're more than capable of handling themselves. And Razia, anyway, Cyrus hasn't left her side, so he's not too worried about her. So he thinks if fighting starts, he would want you in the area where it seems the thickest to thin the numbers. Since your skills are more up front. He's got Kren soldiers on the rooftop manning the siege weaponry, and archers posted around the crenellated walls. So obviously they don't think the south or the east side of the castle is going to be attacked because it sits on a cliff. So a lot of them are positioned towards the front of the building.
Okay.
there anything else you guys like to talk to with this guy?
The Kren soldiers that are here, who are they following?
Currently, they're under Felindor's command.
Okay. Is he over here too?
No, he's up on the rooftop.
Okay. What are the... I know 40 years ago the political climate was a little chaotic. What is it now?
It is stabilized. The North and the South are now separate countries. Emperor X ruled the South until he passed away a handful of years ago, and his son now has taken over. The climate is a lot more freeing in the South. There's still racial tension, but non-human and dwarf races there they're considered closer to citizens than they used to be.
Okay.
Other than that, there's not a lot changed culturally.
Okay. 1 second. Hello? Yeah.
Adam casts a lightning bolt and summons the telephone.
Sorry.
That's all good.
So we're not worried about the Kren Barovian interaction.
No, not at all.
Or anything?
Not at all.
Okay.
Barovia and the Empire, Southern Empire, have been pretty tight friends since
Okay, cool.
Emperor X was displaced to only the South.
Okay.
Anything else you want to ask this guy?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not that I can think of, anyways.
So you guys head back over the balcony, and you guys witness this scene. Shush walks kind of right into the middle of it, and you enter the Great Hall. You guys can see it down through that open balcony area. That's on the second floor by your token. And, yep, you're looking down over that. Shush is down there. He comes around the corner following the sound of the arguing, and he sees, he sees Count Marlemere and his grandmother fighting about what he's about to go and do. And he basically tells her, I'm going, you can't stop me. So you see him storming away, and then you see Prince Gabriel standing beside Lady Helena, which is Mars' mother. So Arabella is the grandmother, Helena is Mars' mother, and obviously you know who the other guys are. Nobody looks happy about what's going on, and then you hear Gabriel say, I command you to stay here. I'm the king now. And Marlemere kind of freezes in his tracks, and you watch him make fists, and he turns on the boy. And he says, you're the king. The king. You? You're not my king. And Gabriel says, I am. My father was the king, and that makes me next in line for the crown. You're going to do what I say or else. And Marlemere laughs. He says, or else what? Or else you'll have your guards arrest me, throw me in your dungeon. Well, feel free to go back to your castle and get someone to do that for you. Oh, wait, you don't have a castle. In fact, you don't even have a country. And Gabriel says, Barovia is part of Setnovia. My teacher said that you people here seem to forget that far too often. So let me remind you, this is my land, and therefore this is my castle.
What do you mean, you people?
And Marlemere says, it is. Well then. And he storms over to a display that's mounted on one of the pillars and pulls a small shield and a sword from it, and he thrusts them into Gabriel's arm. He says, well, I'm heading to lead the defense of your castle. Let's go. These were mine when I was your age. I'll give them to you. If you want to play at king, it's time you lead your people. And Gabriel throws him on the ground. And he says, I'll do no such thing. I can't put my life at risk. I'm the last Titanbrook. Who will lead the people if I die? And Marlemere says, your father would be so disappointed in you. And Gabriel says, your father.
Oh.
Says, well, that doesn't matter. He's dead. And Marlemere says, and I'm glad. I'm glad he didn't live to see this. That man, to our everlasting shame, we mistrusted him at the end, but he died as he lived, a hero, in service to the people. A lesson you seem to have not learned from your teachers. Guards, show Gabriel to his room, and do not let him leave. You can consider this Barovia's succession from the kingdom of Setnovia, king. And Gabriel's screaming, you can't lock me in a room. Then he says, you're free to return to your own room then, King Gabriel. Stay under guard in your room, or you can get out of my country. Then he storms out the front door, as the guards begin to gently drag away a screaming and sobbing Gabriel. Shush, is there anything you'd like to do now that you've witnessed this debacle?
Shush is just going to say, you know it's your fault he's like this, in Marlomir's voice.
The girls look at you and say, he's not wrong.
I will ask them, the girls, where the bold one...
They would tell you that he is going to lead the defenses of Vallaki.
Is he taking anybody with him?
No. He's got his own personal guards that he's taking with, but he's not taking anyone else because he wants everybody else to stay here and protect the kids in the castle.
Can I run and catch up with him?
Sure. You're fast. You're a monk.
Yeah.
So he's out. He's actually headed around the castle down to the stables.
Yeah, I'll do that owl hop thing after him.
Okay. He sees you coming. He stops.
I will ask him if he meant what he said or if it was just an emotional outburst.
Which part?
The parts that were mean to your friend.
He does not look proud of himself. And he says a little of both.
Shush will kind of fluff his feathers a little bit. Don't die before you can fix it. And then I'll ask him if we are needed where he is going, or if we should do anything other than defend, as in go and rescue anyone or go and take out any specific key things that are invading.
He says, to be honest, Shush, I don't know. All I know is that there's an entire town of people down there who thinks they have no one to see them through this. All of their leaders are dead.
No, they're not. You're right here.
Right, which is why I'm going there.
Right. Okay.
He smiles at you. He says, but you want to defend something, defend here. I do want something to come home to.
Do you want what?
He does want something to come home to.
Okay. I don't think Shush has any other questions. I think he's just gonna pat him on the back and tell him that he's gonna make a good count, but he probably shouldn't go seceding from things that don't exist.
He smiles. And he says, well, I hope it does exist. Then he rides off.
Yep. And then I'll head back to the group and tell him that we're going to go kill some undead things.
All right, what do you guys want to do as Shush runs outside? Anybody you want to go talk to?
I'd want to see the battlements.
Okay.
Make sure things are adequately prepared. Find the weak spots. Which should be relatively little, but...
Okay. Up on the rooftop then. So, yeah, you've been around the castle for a long time. You don't think there are really any weak spots. You get to the rooftop, and there's about a dozen guards up here and another 24 Kren archers. You do see 2 Argynvost knights that you didn't realize were here. They were squires when you left, and it looks like they've been promoted. They are manning one of the ballistas. And let's see. Let me pop out the map. We'll go to the roof. Where I put the token, you guys come out down here where the little thing is. And at the northeast catapult, you see Felindor talking to a woman. It does look like, for the most part, the castle is secured. There are some guys walking a patrol along the sides that everybody believes are more well protected, and everybody else is lined up along the sides they expect undead to come from. But it looks like they're not taking any chances. They do have people watching that way.
How far away, by the way, does it seem like the undead were? 2 days?
At the rate they were shuffling through, a few days. You might get jumped by a patch of something that was smarter and faster, but there hasn't been any signs of any real threat other than the hordes that were shambling through the woods.
Okay. Is the Silver Dragon, is that whoever that is, are they still here?
You would know that the Silver Dragon was Argynvostia, one of Argynvost's kids. He had the 2 boys went by human names. The girl was a bit prideful, and the boys were Jerome and Jeremy, and they died at the battle.
Okay. But is she still here, or did she leave somewhere?
You don't see her.
Okay.
So as you guys are up here looking around the roof, a little while after that, Shush would have been directed that you guys went that way, and he pops up out of the...
Actually, I was going to go to the king, the new king.
Oh, okay. You can do that instead. You can go see Gabriel. Is there anything else you guys want to do on the roof?
Do the... Who's manning the ballista? Who's manning the catapults? How well defended are we right now?
It looks like everybody on the roof here knows what they're doing.
Okay. Graham, is there anything we want to change?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Okay. So, Shush, as you head over to Gabriel's room, there are 2 guards standing outside the door. You can hear him inside crying.
I guess I'll ask if I'm allowed to go and speak to the boy.
They'll let you in.
I'll go inside and I'll just kind of stealth my way in and observe him to see what his disposition is, and I'd like to use my ring.
Your ring?
Wait, no, that's just a pulse, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to hold off on that for the moment then, because I can tell that he looks upset.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of wait until he notices me.
He's kind of sitting on his bed watching the door, so he sees you almost immediately.
Okay, I'll go in and close the door.
Okay.
And then just wait with my arms, or my hands cupped, and just kind of waiting to be addressed like I would if I was actually approaching Gabe or St. King.
Okay. He sees what you're doing, and He nods and asks you what you want.
I will kind of just fluff my feathers a little bit, and I'll come forward and ask him if he intends to just sit in here and be upset forever.
Well, I don't have a lot of choice. I got grounded.
You're the frickin' king.
I'm going to ask him how old he is, because Tony doesn't know, and I'm sure.
Oh.
Shush.
He's only 10. He's not old at all.
And how old is Mar?
16.
Oh, that was a good rebuking. Okay. Do you really think you're the king?
He kind of looks at the floor for a bit. He says, I don't know anymore. I mean, Mar's not wrong. My country's gone.
That's impossible. It would have had to have been disintegrated, and we certainly didn't see that happen.
Yeah, but the cities are burned. The people are dead.
People can be led to places that can be rebuilt. They just need to be led.
He starts to cry, and he's like, I saw the ceiling fall on them, you know.
On who? Sorry, what?
He says, I saw the ceiling fall on them, you know.
Do I know that the dude was a clone?
Probably. Maybe not.
And the boy wasn't there to watch the eye and all that, right?
Yeah. No, you would not know that Gabe was a clone. Gabe was always pretty tight with that. It actually took him like 6 months to tell his friends.
Oh, that's actually really funny. But this Gabe wasn't there to watch the other Gabe die, right? He was inside somewhere.
Correct.
But Marlamir just told him that he died at the wall.
Yep.
So I'm going to ask this kid if he understands that.
It's like I do. My dad had all these tricks. He had ways of getting out of things.
And he learned all of them.
Yeah.
And you can learn the same things and lead the same way. He's no smarter than you are. You're no different than he is. You're just 10. I mean, to be fair, I'm not much older than you.
You're pretty.
It's all in what we go through.
I guess I'm pretty old then now.
Yep. And you survived a wave of zombies that was chasing you through an entire country. If you can survive that, you can survive being 10 and being yelled at by your friend.
My legs still hurt.
We ran a really long ways. I don't understand how that big brutish guy did it.
His legs are as big around as I am.
That's what I was going to say.
They might actually be bigger.
You might be right.
So I'm gonna just take a couple of minutes to console this kid and kind of encourage him. But the goal of what I'm looking to do here is find out if he's actually capable of anything or if he's just a liability.
He's just a commoner.
You feel like he could be
Capable of anything?
like talking with him privately. He's much nicer privately than he has been publicly. You really feel like he's been trying to put on the tough face and to be a leader. But since he's 10, all he's being is an anus, you know, and he doesn't know that. And so he feels like he's done something really wrong and he doesn't understand why.
Ooh, I'm going to use all of his own words and teach him what he sounds like because I can do that.
Oh, make a performance check with advantage because that's a great idea.
Just gonna berate this kid.
No, I'm gonna do it with like tact and coyly. Be like, here's my sound, and then show him.
Okay, that is actually super effective. He looks really guilty. He's like, I don't I don't really sound like that, do I?
I'm really good at this. And then I'll make his dad's voice, and I'll repeat some of the things he said, but in the way that his dad would say them.
Okay. He starts to sob, and he just hugs you and tells you he's sorry.
Don't tell me, tell Mar.
He kind of rubs his nose, does that kid thing, and pulls his hand away. There's a big string of snot going past it.
Oh, that's gross. I'm going to give him a feather.
Because that's not.
Well, I mean, yeah, probably not. But I'm going to ask him specifically what he would say to Mar so that I can remember it in case I run into Mar later.
Let him know that he wished he would have gone with him.
Okay, I believe I'm done unless the boy has anything he wants to say to me.
Hey,
No.
does he really wish he could have gone?
I mean, he's 10. So.
And Mara's how old?
16. So not much older than when his grandpa started all this madness.
Do we know does Gabe Jr. have abilities at his age?
He doesn't have any natural abilities, but wizards learn their abilities, so.
Does he have any aptitude for it? Does it seem?
He would tell you that his father had been planning on starting to teach him magic real soon.
Because I'm just thinking, and I guess I would just I don't know how I would do this, but you know, there's a teleporter in this castle, so if he really wanted to go, that could probably happen.
They probably would not want to use it.
Yeah, it's all wonky, remember?
Oh, even in Barovia?
It everywhere. Teleportation magic since the multiverse. Since Van Richten never learned how to open up portals, teleportation magic has been difficult.
Got it.
I'm going to go... okay, so this is Argynvost. The boys hung out here, as in Andy's characters and all that.
Yep.
Would I know, or would anyone I can talk to know, where I could find Gabe's study in this building to see if I can find one of his magic books to give to Gabe Jr.?
You would know that as time went on, you guys are familiar with almost the entire castle. You've been to almost every room in the castle. And you know what's beyond the doors of the rooms you haven't been in. There's a huge study of magical effects because Arabella is a highly accomplished artificer.
Sure. I'm definitely going there.
Okay. So Shush is toddling off that way. What do you guys want to do after you leave the roof and Felindor behind?
Hey, are we really trying to get Gabe some stuff that he?
You don't know.
Well, I don't know what Shush is doing. I think ultimately, the four of us, need to figure out if we're going to stay and defend here, or if we're going to go to Vallaki and help them.
Okay. Does Gabe have does he just have commoner stuff, equipment? He's
dressed like a noble's kid. A noble's kid that was at a coronation style level party. So
okay, so I'm gonna I don't know how you want to work this out, but I want him to have a +1 weapon from me, so I'm not gonna have one. So I would have gone into the armory to get something for him instead of myself.
all right. You're gonna have to pause that for a bit because you don't know that's what's going on. Rudy doesn't. So,
Okay.
But when you guys finally reconnect with Shush and you...
Oh, aren't we all there together? Or,
No, you guys were up on the roof. Shush is off by himself.
Oh, got it. Okay.
That's why Tony gave you business about asking that question.
Got it.
So
Sorry, I missed that.
we can make something like that happen for sure. I like
Sorry,
that.
I just missed that part.
Nope,
So
no,
apologies.
I'll definitely want to honor that level of sacrifice for the kids, so we'll make that happen. So you guys were on the roof. You could see Felindor and the archers and some elf chick, and then you guys want to do what next?
Do we know if we're even staying here? I mean, do we know what we're doing?
I know what Shish wants to do.
What does Shish want to do?
Cause a distraction, make the smart ones go somewhere else.
What?
We know the
I'm
smart
not
ones are
I'm not one of the smart ones, so
No, we know that there are smart undead, and we've seen what they were capable of, especially in leading other undead. We know that they have trundled off into the woods. My goal would be to lead those ones to somewhere that they'd be more containable, to deal with them separately from the encroaching groups. So I would like to see if we can identify or locate a couple of those smarter groups and do some distractionary tactics like we did on the way here, and lead them to some place where we would have the advantage over them, someplace like maybe Yester Hill or the pass on its way up to the Amber Temple.
okay. Do you have any idea how to do that?
Yes, we're tasty and we can run fast.
More
So you want
running.
Do you want the four of us to be a distraction for the smarter ones?
Yes.
I mean, I'm game. I don't have a problem with that being what we do. I just don't know how to pull that off with any kind of certainty that that's what's happening.
Oh, I have no certainty. I just know we're tasty and we can run fast.
Well, I'm tasty. You're a chicken, so you're of course tasty.
Well, yes.
I eat the chicken.
Do we feel there's enough defenses for the castle without us four?
If the smart ones can't attack here and it's just the horde, I think so.
But what
I mean,
are
I
the
guess-
defenses? What do the people who are like actually defending this castle think of it?
Do you want to go ask somebody?
I'd like to ask the DM.
Um,
Yeah, I would add probably. I think someone should approach Yogi about it.
That he would be one of the people to ask. If you wanted to ask about that plan in specific, you'd want to ask Felindor, Cyrus, or Yogi.
I'm gonna nudge Graham.
Graham will go ask the guard cat, Yogi.
Okay. He will hum and haw over the idea. He's like, don't get me wrong. I really would rather not fight intelligent ghouls and wights and other undead, but I would be terrified to defend this castle without your presence here.
Well, we just gave a kid a spell book. He's going to do great.
Yeah. So when you do that, Tony, you go back into his room, and he had sent one of his guards to bring him the sword and shield that he had thrown on the floor before, and he's sitting on his bed with it now.
So yeah, I don't know what I acquired, but I just grabbed a bunch of magic-y looking crap, maybe an orb,
Okay.
like a spell focus, things that I've seen mages and wizards use,
Yeah.
like a skull or something, and then just the coolest looking book I can find.
Absolutely.
Rat dagger.
It's a rat dagger. He takes that happily.
And then I'm gonna do this just while I'm in there. Oh, that's gonna keep rolling. What's happening? That just to figure out what I found, but I'm a bird, so it was shiny stuff.
All right. Cool. Very cool. All right. So back to Yogi then. You guys are all back together. Back to Yogi. He does not want to see you go, but he thinks your plan has merit. However, he's uncertain. There's a lot of country out there.
There's a dragon. Where'd it go?
She should be around here somewhere.
Did I hear the dragon talking?
You did. The dragon spoke when she was digging you out.
Do we know if she can become a person?
You have no idea.
Oh, I meant like, does anyone else here, like talking to Yogi or any of the others?
Asking around, he is very obvious he does not want to answer that question. And he would say Argynvastia has spent the least amount of time at castle here.
How big is she?
She's big. She's an adult dragon.
Right, so it shouldn't be hard to find her. I'm just going to start running around looking for a dragon, yelling its name.
You're a stooge. Okay. Anybody else want to do anything? Yogi thinks your plan has merit, but it needs more plan.
That's not the thing Shush is good at.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My concern with this is that I don't know of any way to separate the intelligent undead from the regular undead and how to split them off from the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
The river.
What about the river?
Well, the intelligent undead will go around a barrier. The stupid ones will try and go through it. We won't have to fight the stupid ones until they get out of the water. So if we find some rapids or something, we lure them towards it. We stay on the other side of it. The intelligent ones will make it to us first. We fight them. And then the stupid ones that haven't been washed downstream, we play with later.
Which river are you talking about?
Any of them? I don't know. I don't know where all the rivers are.
Well, there's a river on the east of us, but they'd have to go through Castle Argynvost to get to it.
Oh, so the entrance to this place crosses a river. The entrance to Barovia, right?
Not from this side, it doesn't.
Lake Baratok has a river.
Have like a mark on the map of where like the current whereabouts of the undead are. I think we're all like thinking different things, and it's getting a little confusing. And
I suppose they do have to cross a river to some
that's the river I was talking about. One that goes towards the Wizard's Tower.
Yeah.
The smart ones are going to use the bridge. The stupid ones are going to try and cross the water. So if we just kind of hijack the ones at the bridge, or any of the places we know they would cross easily, because the stupid ones are just going to trundle into the water.
How big of a river even is that?
It's not real big. It's big enough though. It's you can boat up and down it, but it's not a huge river.
And it comes out of the mountain. It's probably cold.
That bridge that crosses that, how destroyable is that?
It's pretty solid stone bridge at this point.
Okay.
You guys really upgraded the infrastructure, so it's not something you're just going to knock down.
Okay.
This is where you scream, "I got bombs."
Yeah. I don't got bombs though.
I know, but
There.
we could really use them.
I imported this in.
Sorry to make things difficult.
You're not. You're just flexing your right as a player to come up with cockamamie solutions.
That's fair.
I mean, it's what we do as players. I do it to you. You do it to me. We all do it to each other. So
That's true.
Yeah, the river's not wide at all. Maybe 30 yards across in most places.
It's not that deep then, I assume.
No, you couldn't take a big boat up and down it, that's for sure. The one in front of Valaki is much larger.
Okay. So yeah, I was just thinking like guerrilla tactics style, because the dumb undead also don't move that fast, but if the smart ones get our scent and chase us, we can run off a ways because they're going to be faster than the other ones unless they stick with the pack. And if they look like they're sticking with the pack, we lead them in a direction away from Argynvost. As far as like planning it, Tony doesn't know enough about Barovia to know what to play with here. I was kind of leaning on you guys for that part.
It kind of sounds like the plan is just to find the lead units and try to make them follow us. That's what I'm getting out of it.
Correct. Either into an ambush or just away from Argynvost.
The only way, like, I shouldn't say it like that. So I think that plan would have more merit if you're talking about being able to block the unobstructed paths. So like Wizard's Winery, probably not really too worried about that. The long way around towards the Amber Temple, maybe not too worried about that because of the dense forest. But the one that goes right towards Castle Argynvost, like then you'd want to block that. So you're talking about like trying to divert traffic, basically.
A bit, yeah.
So we'd have to construct something or block it.
More or less, yeah.
I don't know how we do that. The only thing I can think of is if we found that dragon that was around here somewhere and it basically blew an ice wall like immediately off of the main road that leads to Castle Argynvost so that everything would funnel more towards Volk.
Well, we don't want to funnel it towards Velaki either.
I thought essentially that's what you wanted to do.
No, it was just to kind of split things up so that right now it has two paths. The dumb ones are just moving east. They're going to follow the road. They're going to do whatever. They're going to head to Velaki. They're going to head to Argynvost. In amongst all of that, there's also a bunch of really smart ones that are going to disrupt that trundle of stupid ones. My goal was so that when the stupid ones make it to Argynvost and Velaki, the smart ones aren't amongst them. Because dumb ones aren't going to use tactics. Smart ones are. I think it'll make the fight at Argynvost and the fight at Velaki easier, removing that piece of the equation.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're 100% right. It's just how do we do that?
Go kill them.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the thing that I'm having a hard time with is determining, like, as a player that we could do that, and as a player character that we would even know that.
I think we all think we're stronger than we think we are.
I would say as your DM, you definitely have an idea that you could do that. You would be very hard pressed to figure out a way to do that. The wilderness is just too big.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge geographic area, and I mean, I guess the thing I'm struggling with is the time and resources.
Yeah.
Like, even if, like, we just don't have either, I feel like.
Yeah. Conceptually, the idea is brilliant to get the smart ones away from the dumb ones. To pull it off, though, that's where that's what you have to focus on, not whether or not it would work, because it would work. How do you do it? And you don't have a lot of time for prep.
Hey, Mike?
Yeah.
I know a guy.
You're in trouble. You're in so much trouble.
What a time to bring that up.
Can we talk to Felindor about how to do that?
You sure could.
Or ideas of how to do that?
He said,
I think you guys should do that. I'm going to try and talk to a dragon. We're both flightless birds. This will work.
Did you just refer to a dragon as a flightless bird?
I'd love to believe he did.
Tony did.
All right. So, you guys are going to go back up by Felindor? See if he's got any insight into this?
Yeah, it sounds like that's what they're going to do, yeah.
All right. So, as you go up to the roof this time and you see Felindor across the way with this elf woman, you can tell they're arguing. They are really quite actually arguing a lot. She is super angry with him. And so you get up to him and he says, "You can't be serious." And she says, "Look, if she finds a way, I'm going with her. I see no other." Then she sees you guys walking up and she stops. She's like, "We're being approached." And Felindor turns and looks at you and says, "Knights, can I help you?"
Why are you so mad?
You're not there.
Oh, that's right.
Do we know this elf?
You don't recognize her at all.
I would explain.
We wanted to go
the
talk
plan.
to her. Okay.
I would explain the plan best as possible. AKA, we're going to kill everything that is smart, but leave the dumb things. But we need to figure out how to separate them.
They look at each other, and he begins to think. That might be something we could task the Adventurers Guild to. I don't think we should spare you to do that. But the idea has a lot of merit. Yes, it does. He looks at the woman and says, "I'll be back. I'm going to go send a message." And he nods at you guys and leaves. So, Shush, you're running around yelling for the dragon.
Uh-huh. Yep. That was my plan. That was my well thought out idea.
Let's see. You made a perception check in there. Is that for finding it? What is that for?
I have no idea what that was for. I don't remember.
Okay, make another one for me then, since you don't remember what you made that for.
Perception?
Yes, please. 17. You hear the Countess screaming at somebody else in the trophy room on the first floor. And you hear that other person screaming back at them. It sounds like two women are fighting.
Everyone here is just arguing with each other. I don't understand. And I'll head towards it.
Okay. You head towards it and you see Razia and the Countess arguing. And Razia says, "But we can fix this. We can change everything." And Arabella says, "Razia, no, we cannot. This is what's done is done. Do you not think if there was a way that I could take it all back, I would?" And she says, "But there is. Send me into the mists. I know you can do it. I've heard the stories. I helped them before. I can do it again." And Arabella, she takes a step back when Razia says that and says, "Who told you that? Samuel?" "No." And she says,
Yeah, I didn't do it.
"Cyrus." And she turns her head and there's a whimper from the other side of the room. And this is the first time you actually notice Cyrus kind of standing off to the side, trying to blend in with one of the suits of the armor in the trophy room. She says, "Cyrus, how could you?" And Razia looks at her and says, "It doesn't matter. It's true and you know it. I can fix this." And Arabelle says, "Things are different now than they were then. Everything has changed. You could make things far worse." And Razia screamed, "Worse? Worse? How can they be worse? My parents are dead. Most of our family and friends are dead. An entire country is dead. It can't get worse." And Arabella says, things can always get worse. That's something we've all learned here, isn't it? I'm going. I'm going to go. Maybe not now, but someday. And Razia runs from the room crying. Arabella, Cyrus, get over here. You've got some explaining to do. And Shush, you're standing in the doorway. Little girl runs past you. There's a very shamed-looking mongrel man walking very sheepishly towards the Countess. What do you want to do?
Neither one of these people are dragons.
No.
But it seemed like Razia knew the dragon, right?
No. She never...
Who saved the children? Who carried the...
Oh, the dragon definitely did save them. That's correct.
Okay, so there was some sort of kinship there.
To some degree.
Okay. I'll stay hidden and watch the mongrel folk get yelled at because I think I want to talk to the Countess.
Okay. You watch him kind of like backpedal and he says, I thought I was just telling her stories. You know, I never thought she'd do anything crazy. And the Countess says, this whole family's crazy, Cyrus. Yeah. And he's like, can I go now? And she just smiles at him, and he kind of hobbles out of the room.
For a week.
He hobbles out of the room, and he heads off looking for Razia. What do you want to ask the Countess?
Yeah, I'll again, same way I did with the kid, step into the room, but as I'm addressing royalty and wait for her to address.
Yeah, she addresses you.
So I'll step in and ask where the dragon is first, because that's just my.
She tells you that that's really not for her to say, but she'll be around when she's needed.
I want to use it to kill the undead. Help, and I'll explain my plan.
All right.
You don't need to tell me where she is. Just tell her I need her help. And can I go into the mists?
She gets really like you just asked somebody for the most personal thing in the world.
Yep.
Angry.
Not all that bright. So that's a no. I won't ask about that again. I don't actually even really know what the mists are. That's really not a big deal. Don't let the girl go. It sounds bad. So yeah, let the dragon know I need some help, and I'm going to go because I've clearly said more than I should.
Mm.
I'll just kind of start backing away slowly.
Okay. Guys on the roof, your chicken has run off again.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'll introduce myself to the elf.
Okay. She doesn't give you a name.
No other purpose than, like, we should know who's here defending us. Or that we need to defend. You know what I mean?
Okay. She introduces herself as Lady Vaz and says that's all you really need to know.
I don't know if I'm okay with that answer. When push comes to shove, what are you going to do? Are you going to fight or are you going to run?
Oh, I'll be fighting.
All right.
And she puts her hands out, and you watch very clearly as magical energy starts to pulse in them.
Okay. All right. I'll see you then.
All right. Anything else you guys want to do in the castle? As you guys you're up on the roof. Anywhere else you want to go?
So did Felindor say that he was trying to have the Adventurers Guild do what we were planning on doing?
Seems like he was going to speak to the Adventurers
Yes.
Guild.
He seemed to think that they had access to more resources to pull off something like that. Where you guys were just you four, They're 100 or so.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good idea.
Like, how old was Razia?
She's 14.
So, okay.
These kids are going to get themselves killed. Okay.
Are you
What's
guys
a mongrel folk?
a mongrel folk?
Yeah, what is that?
It is basically any sort of humanoid that you want to mash up with animals.
Okay.
So
That doesn't sound good.
yeah, it's a genetic deformity where they're just born weird. Cyrus is a half goat, half bear, half something else.
Do you still have a picture of Cyrus loaded?
I probably do, actually.
Oh, no.
Cyrus Bellevue.
Yeah, I sure do. This is Cyrus. He has a duck foot.
Oh.
No.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
Yep.
Cyrus is awesome.
There's some more that Andy just linked for us as well. Yeah, but they're when you get to the Abbey with your crew in Curse of Strahd, there's dozens of them there.
Oh, good. Okay.
And most of them are absolutely insane. So,
But we trust Cyrus.
oh yeah.
He makes great
Yeah,
food.
implicitly. Cyrus is a hero.
Even the same ones are still pretty insane.
But is he eating a cup? Anyway, okay, so at this point, I, Tony, am not sure what the crap I'm supposed to be doing. I just know that Shush is really trying to find a way to be helpful and do things. And he knows that there's somebody who wants to go somewhere with someone stopping them from getting there. And he's, do I know what the mists are?
Yeah, you would
is that
know.
a known thing?
Yep. Everybody around here knows. The myths are
I
scary.
just don't know that Shush would have said that then.
Okay, that's fine. I can
Okay.
backtrack that.
Yeah, because I thought the mists were deleted when they broke time space. So Tony thought that.
They
if
are-
Shush would have known what the mists were, he wouldn't have asked what's her name about that.
They are changed. Drastically changed, severely disempowered, but they're still out there. The Realms of Terror are connected to the Shadowfell, and in our campaign, they were beefed up by the Elder Children, which they stopped from coming into the Prime. So the guys didn't allow that to ever happen. So the Realms of Terror are no longer as powerful as they were because there's no Elder Child influence in them. However, there are still some of them out there.
Obviously, the best course of action is to go with, was it young Arabelle? Razia?
Yeah.
Whoever? Into the mists and mess everything up again. I mean, fix it for the 1600th time.
Is that Von Richten?
We should let them live.
All right, so while you guys are running around, you are summoned to the balcony by the Countess. So she plans on having a meeting, a war room meeting, but Yogi doesn't want to leave his post watching down the front row to the castle. So
That's fine.
she's moving it to there.
Just as an aside, the only thing that Argrax would actually like to accomplish is having just a moment with all of the soldiers and like everybody who's going to be defending him, and just having a pep rally, basically.
Okay. You can gather up most everybody before this happens.
Yeah, that's fine. As far as when that happens, it doesn't matter as long as it's like the speech before the battle.
Sure. All right. So, they start to talk about defending the castle and how best to go about doing that. A lot of it is everything that's in order already. While you're having this meeting, you do begin to hear war horns from down in the valley at the city, and you begin to see splashes of magical energy detonating into mobs of creatures that are shambling towards the city walls, because you got a pretty good view of the valley from up here. You also do see a silver dragon flying overhead from the castle towards the battle. That's going on down there, and it begins to make passing attacks at the undead. So the lady turns her attention to defending the castle and wants to know if you have any other thoughts for it, or if you feel that the defenses are fairly adequate.
I mean, I don't know if I would ever feel that any of this is adequate.
She kind of smiles a bit at that. She's like, well, none of this is ideal, obviously. And it looks like she had to use all of her strength to crack that half smile. But given what we have, what do you think?
Graham would be happy to die fighting to defend this land.
Hopefully it doesn't come to that.
We might. Don't worry.
Do we have any defenses we don't know about?
Yeah, I mean, like, can we put anything on the roads?
She says, yes. Her and Yogi start to talk. She thinks, honestly, that might not be a bad idea at all. There's some old broken down barricades underneath the barracks that you could set up some, what are they called? Palisades with.
Yeah.
Some impromptu barricades and palisades. Yeah, so that's definitely something that she thinks is a good idea and willing to do. Any other thoughts? That's fantastic.
Can we start the forest on fire?
A terrible idea.
No.
It worked really well in Setnovia.
No, because the only thing fire does is make flaming zombies. We already established this.
All right. So she kind of knows that idea, but does say, however, they do have pitch pots on the roof if the situation turns dire. But it's not a good idea. Any other ideas?
How much pitch do we have?
Enough to light several groups of zombies on fire.
Could we put pitch around the walls? Is there enough to do that?
The walls of the castle?
Yeah, like not the walls themselves, but the on the ground outside the walls, so that when they come up against the walls, we can just light that up, light the pitch.
You could. She's not a fan of that idea. But you could do that. She thinks if you're going to set up the barricades to divert them, wouldn't it make more sense to put it there?
Yeah, I just didn't know if the fire would spread to the forest then.
No, there's enough room around the castle.
Oh, then yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right, so let me add that to the list. Barricades, pitch, anything else?
Are there any natural threats in Barovia that we can utilize that I don't know about as Tony?
Are there any what?
Natural threats in Barovia that we can utilize?
No, Barovia's...
There's still a giant goat wandering the mountainside.
There's still a giant goat. Yeah. No, Cyrus and Calder killed that thing.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
All of Barovia's threats were dealt with.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
Cyrus killed it in the mouth.
there are not any giant threats still wandering Barovia.
That thing was just giant. It wasn't even like, it was just big. That's all.
Okay. So she tasks you. She tasks you to setting up these barricades. So everybody give me some D20 rolls just to see how well that goes. The barricades and pitch project, which I will add to defenses. Oh, hey, that's good. Graham likes this plan. Hardrick's not so much. Rudy likes this plan. Shush. Or did he BRB? Yeah, PBRB. That's fine.
No, I'm here. I'm just not at my computer. I'm coming.
D20. Holy cow, you
I
guys!
did it.
Jeez.
Wow. Okay.
Great.
So this plan is you have enough to really focus the hordes of undead to places where you can wail on them, and you set it up really well. Everybody's very proud of this. This is a fantastic defense setup. As you're getting towards the end of setting up, you do start to see undead moving through the woods further away. There's a lot of shambling and shufflers coming up that way. And let's see what happened there. Give me perception checks.
Thanks.
Not so good. All right, 19. Rudy, you are the only one who notices this. Back near where you started to build your barricade, you see several figures crawling up the outside of the castle. You don't know how they snuck past you, but they definitely did. They're crawling up towards the third-story parapet.
Do we have any sort of like warning mechanisms, or are there people I can shout to on the walls of the?
Yeah, there's guards up there.
Yeah, so I'm going to point them out with my hands and yell as loudly as possible, and I'm definitely going to. I don't know. Can I fire on them?
Yeah, you can shoot at them. Let's roll initiative then. So, you guys notice there are maybe a dozen or so of these figures. Several of them, right as Rudy points them out, crawl over the Crellations. He has warned the guards, so that's a good thing.
Which map are we going to be on? Yeah, seriously, go team.
We're going to be on the Argynvost map for the entirety of this. So
Okay.
Let me. The guards manage to shove one off, and as it hits the ground, you realize these things used to be bugbears.
Oh.
And
Are they now zombie bugbears?
no, they're more like whites.
Oh.
They are definitely not zombies. So you see that there are 4 of them that have just crested and crawled across the top of the Crellations, but because you warned the guards and the other archers, they were able to take out most of the others. So there are 2 guards up there right now who are fighting, and others are running to their aid. You guys are down below. Ryan, if you want to make an attack roll, I will let you hit the one, and then you'll have to roll your initiative.
Okay. Could I, as a bonus before this? No, never mind. I'll do that.
Should have been your crossbow, but I'm guessing the bonus.
Yeah,
I'm guessing it's the
just
same.
subtract 1 from that.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. I'll do my. Can I do that opposed deception check thing?
You shouldn't need to. The guards are within melee range of them.
Oh, great! So I get my sneak attack damage.
Yeah. All right, so you pop one of them really solidly. However, you don't feel like your bow was as effective as you'd hoped it would be.
Okay.
And let's add that too. We'll just throw that on number 1. Okay. So, do you guys want to run up there and join the fight, or do you want to do something else?
I will join the fight.
I will later, apparently.
Yeah, we are all terrible with our.
Actually, you are number 2 to go in our order.
Oh my gosh, I am. What the heck?
We did real good.
You did real good.
I didn't even pull up the combat tracker until just now. That's abysmal.
I will be running up there to assist.
Okay. It takes you guys a bit to get up there, so the battle will already have gone on for a while. There are still 2 guards fighting. However, it does not look like they are the original 2 guards that were up there. There are 4 or 5 dead guards already on the ground nearby. And these two guys, and the whites are all wounded now, but you don't know how badly wounded they are. They're still looking pretty tough. They have not put any of them down yet. So that's going to bring up Bugbear White number 3, who is going to make 2 attacks at this here guard. And you guys will be coming running from where Graham is, basically.
Hey, Mike, how much? So if I have a poison vial, how much does it use if I put like my rapier? Like if I coat my rapier?
It's 1 use. You can coat your rapier, you get 1 use out of it.
Okay, and then so it's for like the whole fight or 1 swing?
For 1 swing, that's what I meant. 1 use is 1 swing. I'm not quite sure how many uses you get out of a poison vial. I want to say it's 1 coating or like so many pieces of ammunition. I know it's more effective if you put it on ammunition. So you watch as this guard gets hit, and some of his, it looks like his life drains away as he's hit by this first bugbear. And he looks sad. And this guy is hurt as well. All right. White 4. It's going to attack that same guy. He does not hit with his battle axe, and the guard blocks the bite as well. The next bugbear will hit with his battle axe, but not his bite. So he's going to do 9 points of slashing damage to guard 1. And that brings our guards up. Oh, that's in that one, but a recovery, and then he will hit. So he's going to hit Bugbear 3. For 9 points of damage. All right, Graham, you're up.
Graham. So I go right there.
Okay.
And go after number 2. He's going to rage and then recklessly attack.
Do it. Nice.
Dude.
You guys are hot with those 20s tonight.
Well, it was close.
All right. So Graham clobbers with his first swing, but misses with his second and brings up Rudy.
How much for the coating with ammunition?
I don't know, man.
I think it's an action.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask later, actually. Is if I could have done that when I came up. If I could have prepared it while it was coming up.
I don't believe you can because it requires skill to not cut yourself with poison.
Righto. All right.
You can coat 1 slashing or piercing weapon or 3 pieces of ammunition.
Okay.
You're pretty well aware that undead are immune to poison anyways. You would know that. That's pretty basic adventurer knowledge. Clobbering time.
And I'm done.
All right, so Rudy runs around the corner, looses an arrow, and wallops a white, but it doesn't look like it took as much damage as it should. Shush. Shush moves into position.
Yep, and then I'm gonna make my 2 attacks with my radiant sunbolts to see what kind of damage it.
What map are we on?
We're in the lower
Argon boss.
left corner of the Argon boss map.
I don't see our icons.
On the lower left corner of the Argon boss map?
Yeah.
Do you see the
Oh,
big
wow,
square?
they're tiny. Okay.
Yeah, you
They're
got.
way in there. You gotta zoom in, dude.
Yep, I got it.
And then I'm going to spend a key point and make 2 more of those.
All right, so you just wail away on these bugbears. Nice. You roast one to death, actually, you wail on it so hard.
Andy.
Nice. Alright, so then that will...
Dude.
I did have trouble finding it as well.
So,
All right. So Shush applies a lot of monk damage. Argrax.
I will. I will just shoot.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Oh, okay. All right.
I can't get close enough to do anything else.
That brings up Bugbear 2, who is going to attack Graham and miss with his bite and miss with his battle axe.
Are those at advantage?
Nope. Thank you, Andy. Let me re-roll those 2. One of them is going to hit the battle axe.
20 is my AC.
Yep. I got a 21, so I will hit you with the battle axe for 11. You can have that. Then our guard is going to turn around and take his 2 swings, and he will hit with both for 8 and for a total of 18 damage. Castle guard 1, so he is attacking white 2. All right. At the top of the round, arrows rain down from above, and this one gets hit with a blast of magic that knocks it prone. So number 3 here, that's spinning around up top. That one is currently prone. And they all take a little bit of damage. And let's see. Oh, it's his turn right away, so he stands back up. And will hit the guard with his battle axe for 8. Going to push that guard into bloodied. And this next one is going to attack Graham. And miss with the bite. And miss with the battle axe. So Castle Guard 2 is going to do his job.
Did you attack at advantage?
Ah, darn it. Well, they're both going to miss anyways.
Okay.
And that guard's going to miss both of his attacks. Graham, it's your turn.
Graham, don't bother attacking number 2.
I read your posts.
Okay.
Actually, we're not going to do that. We're just going to attack this guy. Nope. We are going to do that.
Okay.
White number 2 has an attack of opportunity that's not at advantage.
Okay. Oh, and I roll advantage. That's so funny. So I rolled the exact same number, so it doesn't matter. He misses.
And then he's going to recklessly attack.
You'll hit with both your attacks. First one for 12.
And then he's going to push him 5 feet.
Oh, you're most likely going to push him. I only got an 8. So you're pushing number 2?
3.
Number 3.
Number 3. And I'm stepping forward.
Oh, very nice.
Give it that heroic move.
And that is my turn.
That's much more noble looking than...
Running running in for the stabby stab.
Ryan, did you not take a magical weapon?
Well, remember, I didn't.
Oh, that's right, you didn't. Yep. Cool. Okay. Partially resisted.
I thought you had that guy.
Yeah, I thought I did too.
All right, shush.
Okay. And I will continue attacking this thing with radiant bolts of it.
Nice.
Get him.
All right, so you roast that one to death. You blast another one.
I'm just gonna run up and punch it.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to change that to magic.
Okay, I will adjust it on his damage. It was on number 4.
4.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
number
one's
4. Sorry.
still looking fairly healthy. Argrax. All right, you move into position. First attack goes wide. Second attack, however, critically strikes.
And I'm also going to add a...
Flourish.
Yeah, which flourish? Hold on, let me check real quick. Let's do... totally doesn't even matter. Actually, how high is this?
It's high. You're about 80 feet above the ground right now.
Oh, okay, alright. So we're going to do a mobile... Wait, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to push him. Let's see real quick. Let's do the attack first. So it's this
Nice.
plus...
Is your weapon magical too now?
It's not, no. But did that roll on him?
No, it did not.
Dang it, that was a good one too. Okay. So that's half.
Yep.
But I push him. What's 5 plus 8? 13 feet backwards.
Yes!
Yep, that's definitely off.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do with the next guy.
Yeah, I was really hoping to see that.
Yeah.
And he definitely fails any sort of dexterity save, and you watch as this white goes tumbling over the edge and presumably splats to death on the ground.
Hot dog.
Very nice. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
Okay. This guard runs up over here, and he's going to make his 2 attacks. He will miss, and he will hit. And he will hit for 7 points of damage, partially resisted. On Bugbear 3. This guy's gone. Okay. Top of the round, all the archers are shooting at that bugbear and do a tremendous amount of damage to it. But it is barely hanging in there. So it's going to attack Graham with its bite and critically hit Graham for 36 necrotic damage.
Jeez.
And your maximum hit points are reduced by 18.
Oh. Sad day.
And then he is also going to hit you with his battle axe for 9 more.
Is that 18 resisted at all?
Yeah, because it would be half the necrotic damage. You would take half of the physical and half the necrotic.
Okay.
So
it's 9?
yes. Yeah, when he hits you with that bite, you could just feel your life being sucked into it. And it looks substantially healthier. Still doing rough, but it's healthier. So this guard's going to come up over here, make his 2 attacks. That's a crit. Go guard. Good job, guard. And, oh, that's a crit fail. Bad job, guard. So, yep, he does some damage. Not as much as I was just hoping to do, but he does some. And now, Graham, it's your turn.
Graham is going to wave.
Bye-bye.
And attempt to push.
Okay. Well, it's a pretty good check you'll have to beat.
20.
Ah, 19.
He's pushed 5 feet back.
Goodbye, Bugbear White. And you watch it go over the side and smush. And you hit it as it goes over?
No, I was wondering what it would have been had I hit it.
Nice. Yeah, as they go over, the guards look and they're both the bodies are down there and they're unmoving. And they are smashed to death down there. So as that happens, the last white topples over and dies. You hear screaming from down the road. And you look that way and you can see a group of 12 villagers running ahead of some ghouls. They have a little bit of a lead, but it's disappearing pretty quickly. Captain Yogi on the balcony begins calling for the archers to take shots, and he's screaming for the people to get inside. And he's calling any guards that are available to make sure they make it.
Can I tie a rope to one of the crenolines and drop down?
You could. You're 80 feet off the ground, so you could get to 30, and then you'd have to drop.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say if somebody's gonna do it, it should be.
I've got 10 feet of string that we can. I don't know how thick that string is.
I have 50 feet of rope. I'm just gonna hand it to Graham, and I'm gonna jump over the edge.
I'm gonna tie a very beautiful knot
to it.
Okay. All right. So Shush goes over the edge. I'm guessing you're slow falling.
I'm gonna use the rope to go down the 50 feet and then drop the 30 feet.
Can I ride on him?
No.
I'm small enough.
You are small, but you cannot.
If I had a bag, I'd put you in it.
I know. I just want to shoot arrows like falling down.
All right. So Shush goes over the edge. Graham, are you?
I might tie the 2 ropes together.
Yep.
And then do that.
Okay. And so, all right. This battle is moving to the front of the castle. Actually, this battle is moving to this map.
Yep, and I'm just gonna full bore my way there. Use my full.
So T, you will get to make an attack this round. Everybody else is going to be dashing to get into the fight next round.
Okay.
But I do have 40 feet of movement.
Okay.
Like, would I make it with my extra bonus action today?
No, because in order for you guys not to jump, Graham has to take an action to tie the rope together.
Gotcha.
So,
yes.
But since Tony doesn't have to do that, he can make an attack this first round of combat. So re-roll your initiatives. The guards are no longer... They are sticking to their posts on the walls, but they will aid you with archery. And this is about what you guys are looking at now, although these guys need to be bigger.
Oh, there's family.
Hey, remember you guys have +1 to your AC.
Yeah. And all ability checks. Or,
Yep, he was in
saves.
check.
Oh, I didn't add it to any of that.
Well, you didn't really need to make any
Oh,
because it doesn't go on your attack rolls. So
Yeah, not that we missed any. I was just saying because of the second half of the battle, just in case it comes up.
Yep.
I made quite a few running around the keep earlier.
oh yeah, you did ability check wise. You definitely did.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have mattered though.
Okay.
I don't think most of them were rubbish.
Okay, so Ghast 2 is going to make it to the pedestrians, and so is Ghast 3 this round. So they will both make their attacks. Actually, the people need to make saving throws. Oh, they are resilient and hardy people. They've been eating Clodvia's potato stew. They do not succumb. They do not succumb to the Ghast stench. All these Ghasts are terrible. Oh my gosh, I didn't roll over a 13. Only the 13 is going to hit. That's a bite. And so one of the 12 pedestrians looks like they lost about half of their health with that bite. All right, Shush, you're up.
I'm going to use my key point and send 2 more its way.
Okay.
And that will end my turn.
Oh man, dude, I'm just gonna let you know you blasted that thing into within 1 hit point. Seriously, you almost killed it. All right.
Boo.
So,
And that will end my turn.
okay, the other gas.
I don't think I could get in between them, so
Yeah, the other gas are all gonna crowd around it.
Freaking Barovia.
You like that?
I love it. It's favorite. It's like the only good Barovia effect that there is.
The only good effect we've ever had from Barovia.
Yeah.
Is the beacon?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's good.
can you add that to me, Andy?
I mean, sure.
Okay, so the commoners get tore into a little bit more, and 2 of them go down as they run past Shush. But they are not stopping to fight. They are not stopping for anything. So they lost 2. They're down to 10, but they have made it away from the Ghasts. And now, well, you guys will get to move this next round. So 2 and 3 are going to run up on Shush now. Shush, I need con save. 2 of them.
Oh, our guys didn't get to move this round?
Nope. Well, you got to imagine they're running down a road. They're climbing down a rope and then running down a road. You got there before everybody because of what you did.
Gotcha. Yep. Con saves. 2 of them?
Yep. As the smell of these gas threaten to overpower you. That's enough.
+1?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. +1 to each.
Both of those are enough. It's not a hard save, but it's real bad if you miss it.
You already have the +1 on there.
Oh yeah, it is showing.
Where?
Okay.
It says effects +1.
I didn't actually see that, but now I do, yes.
All right. So now they each make 2 attacks at you, 1 bite and 1 claw. That's a crit fail and a recovery. And then what's your ACT?
18 currently.
So he will claw at you, and I'll need another con save. He's going to claw you for 14 points of damage, and your muscles stiffen up, and you become paralyzed. Yep. The second Ghast here is going to make his bites at you, and I'm going to miss you with advantage because you're paralyzed. And then I'm going to do it again. Doggone it. Bummer. All right, Shush, it's your turn. You can make a Constitution saving throw to shake off the paralyzation. That'll do it. So you shake off the paralyzation, but that's the end of your turn. Now, Ghast 4 and 6 are going to run up on you. I don't think 6 can make it to you. Nope, he dashes though. So only 4 is going to attack you, but you do have to make 2 more con saves as these smelly guys crowd around you.
I thought once you succeeded on it, you didn't have to anymore.
For that, Ghast.
Oh, I thought it was for all of them. Gotcha. That's not going to do it.
Nope, it's not. So you go paralyzy again. But
Surprise!
and he is going to hit you with both of those.
Oh, all right, cool.
You're going to be hit for a total of 27 points of damage. And now it's Argrax's turn.
You say a total of 27? So he's got 14 plus another 27?
Yep.
Jeez.
But the villagers are safe. Some of them.
I'm going to use...
And you guys can be close enough to get into melee range this round if you want. I just threw you on the map. You can be equal to Shush and hitting things if you want.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try something weird and it may not even work. But first thing, I'm going to put Healing Word on Shush.
Okay.
And then I'm going to... Oh, that wouldn't even work. Never mind. I'll just shoot him. That's all I'll do. Is just shoot him. Which one? Are they all... Gas 2. I'll shoot Gas 2. Actually, you said I can be in melee range?
Mm-hmm.
You're saying we can all get in melee range regardless of our distance right now?
Correct.
And not with like an extra dash or anything?
Correct.
Okay, got it.
Nice.
Okay, Gas 2. Does he get back up?
No. These guys do not have that ability. Gosh, these things would be scary if they could do that.
Okay, and that's it for me.
All right. So it's Ghast 1's turn.
Did Argrix
I
need
killed
to
him.
make a Constitution saving throw?
Oh, he does need to. I was about to
Oh.
make him make one, but yeah, you'd need to make 3 of them, actually. 2 of them. 3 now. Oh. Oh, no.
Well, what happens to me?
You're paralyzed.
Okay. So does that happen before I even make an attack?
No, I'm not. I don't want to put him back on the board, so I'm still going to kill that guy. But
Okay.
you are now paralyzed.
Paralyzed.
Yep. Thanks, T.
Yep.
And
Thanks, T.
now this guy is
Hey.
going to attack with advantage on you. And he is going to hit you once with a bite for 7 points of damage. Rudy.
Mike, do I have room to disengage and move out of it?
Yeah, you totally can.
Okay, just checking with you before I run in.
Wherever you could put yourself in melee range, figure that takes about half your movement. You are now at
Okay,
half
okay.
movement.
Disengage.
All right, so you run in, stab. I do need you to make that con check first. Sorry, Ryan.
Oh, yep.
You ran right up to one. All right, you make it. Graham. Oh, no, gas
Graham.
5. Sorry. I have a ghast, but he can't do anything.
Is
He's
gonna
too far.
wait.
He's got a dash to get to Argrax. So now Graham's up.
Graham is going to rage.
Okay, rage.
Rawr. And then he's going to run into the fray.
Do it.
Let's see here. How many Constitution saves do I need to make?
2. You're within 5 feet of 2 of them. Oh, that's enough. 10 makes it. I saw the 3 and I got sad.
And Graham is done.
All right. These guys are going to book it into the castle, so they are off the battlefield.
Are you eating too much of it? Can you take my M&Ms?
And I
My
forgot.
wife just handed me a bag of Christmas
Nice.
chocolate because she has no self-control. Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here eating my M&Ms like nothing.
All right. So I forgot to do the arrows last round, so I'm doing them this round. The archers on the walls are highly effective against your gassed challengers. So, and has pushed several of them into heavily wounded. Gas 3 is going to attempt to bite Shush.
He has advantage on paralyzed.
Yep. He will bite and claw you for a total of 12 damage.
I'm unconscious.
Oh no, Shush goes over. Which brings up Gast 4's turn.
Well, it also brings up the death save for me.
That's true, it does. What'd you make? Cool. Gast 4 is going to run over the unconscious corpse. Rudy and Argrax, I need con saves from you.
Jeez.
Is it every turn that you're near it, or is it just when you get a new one?
When you get a new one.
Okay.
Argrax is already paralyzed, but it's going after Rudy. And he will bite you, but he will miss you. You will be bit for 7 points of damage, Rudy. 6 is going to move to here. And I need a con save from all 3 of you guys as this guy moves into the zone.
All 3 of us, which is
Not for me though, because that one's already I already saved against that.
Oh, yeah, you did. You're right. Correct.
So from who do you need?
You as well. All right. And then this one's going to attack Argrax. You're paralyzed currently, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
And he will hit you with just the bite. But it is for 19 points of damage.
Okay.
Now it's your turn. You can make your save. All right, you come out of the effects.
Is that the beginning or end of my turn?
End of your turn.
Okay.
And so now it's this guy's turn.
You said I took 19 damage?
Yep. He's going to attempt to bite you now and claw you. What's your AC, Adam?
18.
So he
Plus
is
1.
It is 18.
Okay.
Rudy, can you kill number 1?
Sure, if that's what you want.
Adam, you're going to take another 11.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to take 3 con checks though.
You saying that you're not good with con?
That's what I'm saying. But I'll do it.
Well, I'm looking great, guys.
Actually, no. You know what? I think I can do it without doing 3 con checks.
And Rudy, it is your turn.
Oh,
Jeez.
disengage and move back.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, it's okay.
All right, number 5. And oops, sorry. Number 5 is going to attack Graham. And miss both of his attacks. Graham, you're up.
They were not at advantage either.
They were not.
Okay. Now I will attack recklessly. And he's going to be pushed 5 feet if he doesn't beat a 20.
He does not. And that was number 1.
Yes.
Okay.
And Graham is going to step forward.
You'll need to make 1 new one.
Okay. And number 6 gets an attack of opportunity on me.
Which he will miss.
Which is at advantage.
Oh, then maybe not. He will still miss it.
Okay. And then I'll hit number 3.
Okay. Top of the round, so the archers go off. It's not as good, but it is enough to put number 3 down.
Well, that's good. That was the one that was eating me.
Rudy, you can take care of number 4, number 6. If you want to.
Yep.
Number 1 goes over as well. All right, shush. Another success. Very nice. So 4 is going to attack Ardrix. That's a crit fail. And a recovery. And a miss. Number 6 is going to do the same thing. That's a 3 on the dice, so that's a miss, and that's a miss as well. Ardrix, you're up.
Jeez, I am so stressed out right now. Okay, so I'm going to cast a healing word on Shush. Terrible. Well, you're up. And then so I will go against 6. Sweet. And then another one against 4. All right. And that's it.
Alrighty.
Nice.
All right, Rudy runs in and puts 4 on the ground. And he scoots over to there. All right, so Gast 5 goes to attack Graham and will hit with a 20 for 10. And then he will attempt to claw Graham with a 7 and miss. Graham, it's your turn. Graham killed himself.
Yep, Graham's dead. Okay, so first, with the reckless attack, I need the guest to make an opposed athletics.
Nope. That was a good roll, too, but nope.
Okay, and he's pushed back 5 feet.
You walloped that thing. Very nice.
Nice.
All right, so you put down the last of the ghasts. Your friends are all up. There are a lot of undead moving up the road now. Quite a few crowds of them.
Well, let's get back to the castle.
Yep, back to the castle.
All right, back to the castle you guys go. So you finish off the last of the ghouls and you get a moment's breath. Yogi from above calls for you to meet him inside with the villagers. So you guys head in and you see four very confused and scared looking peasants.
Wait, how many?
4.
How many died?
2.
These are not. How many? I thought you said we had 10.
I thought there was originally 12.
There was originally 12.
Now there's only 4.
Yes.
Where'd the other 6 go?
One of the villagers says they were right here alongside of us, sir.
Oh my gosh. They randomly turned into zombies? Is that what we're supposed to get up?
Who's watching the gate?
Well, as you run in, you're standing in the doorway right now.
Yeah, but who's at the gate? Who watched them run in?
There was nobody down here. There was Yogi was right above the gate, and there were archers up above that. But when they got to the door, they opened it themselves.
Great. Okay. Okay. Well, this is a problem. Who were the villagers? The 4 villagers that we had left. I'm going to ask them. The other villagers, did you know them?
No, we met them on the road.
How long ago?
20 minutes, right when we started being chased. They were in front of the group, running already, and we turned and ran. And well, when we got here, they were here, and now they're gone.
And you never saw them before?
No.
Great.
What's that for, Shush? Oh, healing potion.
I'm eating a potion.
Don't eat it.
Oh no, I'm a bird, man. I'm eating the potion.
Crunch, crunch.
So now, at this point in time, Yogi and other guards are running into the throne room as well, catching up with all you guys. So,
we have intruders. Kill everyone on sight.
oops, I dropped that thing. I don't think that's a good idea.
But it's not a bad idea.
What would you guys like to do?
Okay, first and foremost, let's bar the gate.
Okay, you close the door behind you.
Yeah. Second of all, where's Mar? Where's Mar and where's Gabe?
Mar is in Valaki.
Oh, okay. So where's Gabe?
Gabe's up in his room.
Are we sure?
You have no idea.
Right. So where's Gabe? Let's go find Gabe.
All right.
Hey, Graham, use your whole barbarian voodoo and find some tracks for Bad Dead.
I can do some survival checking for tracks.
Also,
I'll also tell Yogi what's going on. Keep it on the down low, but people need to keep an eye out for anybody that they don't recognize.
Okay.
keep it safe.
So you guys go and you go up to the second floor, and you hear the sound of fighting coming from the second floor. And you come around the corner and see the 2 guards outside of Gabriel's room fighting with 2 other individuals. 2 individuals that have very long claws and very long teeth.
Long claws and long what?
Teeth. You know.
Teeth?
Teeth.
Teeth? I didn't hear you.
Teeth.
Okay.
Choppers. Teeth.
Chompers.
Chompers.
Okay, great. I'm also going to take a potion.
Okay.
I assume we need new initiative.
You need new initiatives.
Can I drink a potion on the way up there?
You sure can.
Is there any limit to the number of potions we can take on the way up?
There is not.
I am drinking all of mine then.
Why? Why would you guys feel the need to do that?
Because I'm hard.
I'm just going to let the party know as we're running up there. As soon as we get 10 minutes to spare, I'm going to cast Catnap on us.
All right. Everybody's hurt because the fight has been going on for a little bit. You also do hear fighting from other parts of the castle as well, but it's muffled.
Oh, good.
So, with initiative being what it is.
Oh, wait.
Did we roll initiative? I don't think I re-rolled.
Oh, well then re-roll, please, if somebody needs to. Shush, you already roll?
Yeah, I was the first one to up there with the 13.
Awesome. All right, then Rudy. I'll put you guys right here at the edge of the corner coming out of the stairs. You're up first.
Pose deception check.
Sure. Oh, you're probably going to win that one.
Oh shoot. Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I only had a 4 on the dice, so.
Right on. Oh, sad.
Sad day. Arrow goes wide. So vampires spawn. Number 2 is going to attack the guard and hit with her claws and then hit with her bite for a total of 23 points of damage on guard number 2. That's its turn. Graham.
Graham is going to charge in. There is a ledge here, correct?
There is, but there's a decent-sized railing, so you would have to beat somebody fairly substantially to push them over the ledge.
Okay.
I mean, if that's what you're going for, it is possible, but
Could I do an athletics to grapple and then an athletics to throw?
you could do that. I would allow you to do that. Oh, you jerk. Oh, yep, you grabbed one.
Okay. I'll actually be here for that. Okay. And then I'm assuming the throwing will be an action next turn?
Yes,
No, you can.
Okay.
Technically, you have 2 attacks.
that's true.
No, I have one action.
Yep, that gives
Yes,
him 2
but-
attacks.
That
Yes,
gives me
but
2 attacks.
the attack or a grapple is an attack. It's not an action. It's an attack.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let me
I mean, if you want to
You can
rule
use the
it,
attack action to make a special melee attack, a grapple. If you're able to make multiple attacks, this attack replaces one of them.
well, there you go. I was just reading the same thing, too. There it is.
So, up and over?
Up and over. I will make a dexterity saving throw. Against you, what did you roll? 25. You definitely chuck her over, but what happens is, as she's going down, she just kind of sticks her hands and feet out and grabs onto the side of it. So she.
Well, I'm still going to step forward.
Okay, she has used her spider climb ability to do that.
my turn.
Yep. Yeah, if you did, I mean, you chucked her pretty good, but I rolled a 21. Had you beaten me by 10, I would have let you toss her out into the middle of the room.
How is she there? Like, if attacking her, would that count as like disadvantage, like for her being prone or something?
The one that's hanging on the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would count that as prone, for sure.
Okay. Okay. So I would get advantage on attacking her?
Correct.
Oh, hold on. Jeez. Okay. All right. That's it. Just the one attack.
All right. Shush.
Does radiant damage matter against these things?
It doesn't seem to do more damage, but there's always there's a lot of talk around Barovia about vampires. You do believe it'll disable them from being able to heal.
Ooh, okay. And then I will. Oof. I am not going to run up in the melee. Yeah, that'll be it.
There. That was driving me crazy.
Thank you.
All right,
It's
Castle.
your card's turn, yeah.
Yep. He's going to make his 2 attacks, and he is going to miss and hit. Ooh, clobbers her for quite a bit of damage. Alright, she cannot regenerate this round. So she is going to attack the guard that just hit her. She will hit with both of her attacks, so she is going to do a total of 22 points of damage to guard number 1. And it... Oh, she can't heal. She took radiant damage. All right. And then guard number 2 is going to take 2 swipes at her as well. And he will miss with both of his attacks. Rudy.
Mike, if I run to a vampire spawn too, can I attack her from that 25-foot mark, even though she's on the other side of the ramp?
Yes, because the rail has rungs in it, so you can stab her through it.
Okay.
Which is the reason she kind of technically counts as prone right now.
Oh, for real?
Yes. You have advantage on her.
Excellent. Apparently I needed it. Oh, gosh.
Yep. All right, you stab her pretty solidly. She is going to scuttle down the wall. You're not going to get attacks of opportunity at her because she has the cover of the rail. She drops a little bit, regrabs, and then pops up over here. And she's going to attack this guy from behind. And she will miss him, and oh gosh, terrible rolls. Miss him twice. The guard was ready for it. Graham, you're up.
Okay, so Graham's priority would be the king, correct?
Probably, but you see that the door isn't open, and you don't hear any commotion from the other side of the door. Looks like the guards have held their ground.
Okay. Vampire spawn number 1. We're going to tackle you.
All right. You will grab her. You got her pretty
And then I'm
solid.
going to pin her.
You're going to pin her. Okay.
Yeah. Is that another athletics?
Yeah. You force her to the ground and pin her. Oh, you barely beat me again. You stink. All right.
So now she is prone.
She is prone.
Yes.
Number 1 is prone.
Okay.
Argrix.
Holy cow, these attacks.
You hit.
Jeez. Holy cow.
Jeez. One job.
I know,
make it
right?
Easy for you.
I know. Jeez.
Shush.
Oh.
Unless Argrax says something else he's going to do.
No, I can't. No, I can't.
Nope.
That's it.
All right. Shush.
I'm gonna move up since the one is prone. I have disadvantage to attack, so I'm gonna throw my bolts at the other.
Okay.
No, I'm not. Never mind.
Wow. Okay.
That'll end my turn.
Wow. All right. So the guard, seeing that the one is prone on the ground, is definitely going to take advantage of Graham pinning it to the ground. And he's going to clobber it. And then he's going to attempt it again. And hit again. So he pumps a total of 18 damage into that one. And then it's its turn. You do see it heal a little bit because it didn't take any radiant damage this turn. And it's making attacks at Graham. Does it have disadvantage? Because it's prone on melee attacks?
Yes, it has disadvantage on melee attacks if it's prone.
Yeah, okay. It will miss Graham with both of its attacks then. So the other guard is going to critically hit and then hit. Almost critically hit twice. Oh, wrong dice. He is going to hit for 23 on that one. That's the one that's prone, and it's going to be there. So it's not looking real good. Rudy.
And number 1's prone.
Number 1 is still prone. It's not its turn yet. It can't try to get out of the grapple.
And disengage.
Sounds good. Oops. 2. I accidentally skipped it. 2 is going to take its 2 attacks at the guard.
Sorry, I keep moving the marker off of me.
No, that's fine. So she will hit with its claws and critically hit with its bite. Wrong critical. 8 points of damage with the claws and 29 points of damage with the bite. That's 37 points of damage. That is going to put guard 2 down.
Jeez.
And you do see it heal from all of the damage it's taken so far. Graham.
Graham is going to attack number 1. Is that just a regular attack?
It would be.
Okay.
If you want to maintain your...
Recklessly.
All right, your first attack's going to kill it.
Oh. With Graham, well, Graham doesn't have anything to stake it with, so... Does he not need to stake it?
This is a spawn. I actually don't... No, it turns into mist after you kill it.
Okay. The 12 damage will then go to number 2.
Okay.
And then attempt to push it.
Okay. And you will.
5 feet, please. Thank you.
All right. Argrax.
Whiff.
Guess you probably want me to grapple this guy too.
Oh gosh, Adam.
Holy cow. Wow. I rolled my d20 and it landed on a 2, but it didn't show up.
Oh, that's nice of you to tell me the truth. I'll only give you a 3, which is disadvantage on your next attack.
Okay, all right.
Anything else?
Nope.
Shush.
He's gonna attack the mist with his radiant.
Okay, make an attack roll. Make it on the. That'll hit. You watch it vaporize.
Okay, so I feel like that was the effective solution.
Yes, you do.
And I'll pump some radiant damage into the other one to stop it from being able to heal.
Perfect.
And I only see this one left here, right?
Correct.
Can I spend my bonus action seeing if I can still hear anyone else fighting?
Yes, you can. You do hear fighting coming from up above.
Where is up above?
Up the stairs.
Behind me?
Sort of, but not really. Those stairs go down. It's hard to explain.
Yep.
You know,
I figured.
There sounds to be fighting coming from the 3rd floor somewhere.
Which one of these images is the 3rd floor?
The one with the 10 on it. No, I'm sorry, the bottom left one.
No.
Thank you. Okay. And what do we know is up there?
The throne room, the Count's personal chambers. There's some other bed chambers up there.
Okay. Thank you.
The teleporter room is up there. There's a lot of stuff up there. Yep. The arrow was just to the stairs. Yep, those stairs.
In that case, I'm going to use my movement and head up the stairs.
Okay. All right, move yourself that way then. And I'll let the castle guard.
That's where I'm headed. Can I see the stairs from here?
Yes, you can.
And does it look like there's anything on them?
There is nothing on them.
Okay, that'll end my turn, and I will be right back.
All right. Castle guard. He's going to take his 2 attacks at this vampire. He will hit and hit again for 14 damage total. And that's going to bring up Rudy. Rudy moves closer and will hit. Boom. All right, you've pushed the vampire spawn into heavily wounded, and it cannot regen this round, so it attempts to bite Graham.
It has advantage.
Thank you. So it will hit with the claws. What's your AC right now?
20.
20. It will hit you with the claws and the bite then. You'll take 7 damage from the claws and only 11 damage from the bite. That was a terrible bite. Total of 18. And now it's your turn.
Well, I shall return the favor.
Oh. You've been hot with those crits tonight, man. All right, so
and then it needs to make a
It is going to make that one. You feel like it just barely holds its ground.
Okay.
That'll bring up Argrax. You try to shove it with your shield and are unsuccessful.
Yeah, let's try this again, okay?
Yeah, do it.
So this first attack is disadvantage.
Yep. The second one hits.
Alright, and that's it.
All right, shush. He went somewhere. He said he'd be right back.
Did you say it was my turn?
Yeah, I did.
I still hear these guys fighting, right?
Yep.
All right, I will run back to where I was and shoot that one again with some radiant. I just wanted to see if anyone was coming down this.
All right, so you blast that one with some radiant damage, and it goes down. Doesn't turn into mist; it just immediately dusts and dies.
Alright.
Cool.
What do you guys?
All right. Then with that, I will head up the stairs.
Okay. What's everybody else want to do?
I want to check on the king quickly.
Okay. You will open up the door, and he has a sword and shield out, and he looks like he's ready to fight something. And he's very glad that it's you.
Attack it.
I smile at him.
Not for long!
Good job, young king. But not yet. And I tell him to lock the door behind him, and we'll go upstairs.
Okay. The guard is going to remain at his post in case something else happens. So you guys run upstairs. You will be here. You enter into this common room, and the two doors to the south are open. I went all the way down to the southeast, west again. Bottom left corner. And you see a sight. Let me tell you, do you ever see a sight? You race to the site of the commotion, and you see Felindor and a large silver dragon defending Razia and Cyrus from two very powerful-looking vampires. One is a nobleman-looking vampire, and the other is a woman with long red hair and flashing green eyes. The vampires look like they might actually outmatch Felindor and the dragon. And the dragon screams for Razia to get into the portal. This is the first time you notice this. You were so busy fighting, and it hasn't quite flowed anywhere else. There is thin red mist covering this entire floor, and it's pouring out from a doorway to the south. And so Cyrus grabs the girl by the hand, and the two of them begin running down the hallway, but they come up short as two vampires appear out of the mists in front of them. Cyrus pushes Razia behind him and begins to fight the vampires. So let me set up this battle here.
It's Medicine Coletta, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, isn't it? Is it?
I'm not telling you.
She's got red hair and green eyes with this.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
I'm not telling you anything.
It totally is.
I was like, these NPCs have too much description to not be Medicine Coletta.
I know, right?
I'm not telling you nothing. You can just deal with it.
Yeah, we'll deal.
Which way are you guys going to want to go? Are you going to want to help Cyrus, or are you going to want to help Felindor?
Where are they in the room? Did you say? Oh, they're not in the right in front of us. Okay.
Yeah, I have to set this one up, unfortunately.
I would, without question, go help the dragon.
Because you said there was like, you said the mist was pouring out from a doorway to the south. I thought they were like in the throne room area here.
No,
how you made it?
No.
they're not. They're to the south.
Okay.
I gotta fix this stupid.
I would help Razia.
I found the dragon.
You found a dragon.
I'm gonna try and tell it about my plan.
Okay, so
T, by the way, your plan did save you guys from a lot of whites and ghasts.
Lit.
So
Nice.
your plan, even though you didn't do it, was actually very effective. All right, so we're splitting the party here, so I got to get a bunch of stuff going on here. All right.
I was gonna see
Oh, we're still up.
what Shush saw when he got up there. I don't know which way I'm headed.
for what it's worth, if you guys abandon me, I am totally fine with that. There would be absolutely no question, though, is that I would go help the dragon.
Well, I'm assuming that we're all within this area.
Somewhat, yeah, that's my assumption as well.
So it's not like we're abandoning each other. It's just
Yeah, but I mean, we might be out of range to do anything to help each other.
true. Like our healer might not actually heal any of us.
I am not a healer.
I'm gonna shoot the mist.
you can shoot the mist if you want. That's
I'm gonna shoot your magic missile into the darkness.
Oh, come on. You stole it from me.
Yep.
I'm gonna shoot my light missile into the mistness.
shoot! I just reset my stuff. All right, so Argrix is gonna go here. Graham is running
Hey, Mike,
this way.
how much did it take a full round for us to get up to here in the first place?
It did.
I'm just asking because if it did, I would throw out a healing word for Graham, but if it didn't, then...
Sure, you can do that if you want. That's fine.
Okay.
Where is? Well, that's stupid. Almost ready. Sorry, guys. Oh, that.
Do we get to be level 6 for this fight? Because these guys look scary.
No, you don't actually get to be level 6 for this fight. Okay, 2 more seconds here. I just got to get Felindor and Razia and Razia and... Okay, I think that's everything. Okay, did you guys re-roll initiatives?
No.
Please do.
Got me shipped out at 15.
All right. Graham, you're up first. And Razia is actually here. Cyrus is taking them both.
He is going to let out another rage and recklessly attack. And he's going to attempt to push.
He will not. The
Okay.
vampire spawn will deflect the push. All right. So you watch as the vampire woman casts a spell, and everybody in the room with her needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, Graham's glad he's not over there.
It's wisdom, right? Slow is wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Argrix makes it. Rudy makes it. Shush makes it. Nice. Nope. No, Shush, you don't. Sorry. It's sorry. Felindor makes it. The dragon doesn't make it, but then it chooses to.
Nice.
It's nice to have the layer effect on our side.
I know.
Yeah, right. That's what, seriously, I was just thinking that. I was like, man, I hope like I get to hear someday how like either one of us like at Argynvost had like a layer effect that like helped. Like,
Well, you guys totally
like a text box sometimes.
You guys totally would have had layer effects at Argynvost.
What if I got one in my demi-plane?
So
because you didn't plan that far in advance.
Yeah.
the vampire spawn attempts to attack Graham, but misses.
It's got an advantage.
Oh, hey, cool. Oh, that's not going to help it. Those are both significantly worse. And then the warrior is up, and he is going to chop into Felindor. He makes 3 great sword attacks. But the elf nimbly dips aside all 3 and then attempts to bite the elf. And that one is going to connect. And you watch as this bite looks like it hurts bad. Felindor screams as this vampire bites him. Man, let's see. Who's next? Shush. What do you want to do?
So what am I able to do?
You're slow. You can use half your movement in either a bonus action or one action. You cannot use 2, and your movement's halved.
So I'll move there. I'm make an unarmed strike against the spellcaster.
Nice.
Well, that will do.
So that will take bludgeoning magic damage.
Very nice.
And I need her to make a Constitution saving throw as I spend a key point to stunning strike her with a critical blow. I don't know what different.
What's your DC?
16.
She will make that, but not by much.
So the critical strike doesn't make a difference on that?
Nope.
Okay. I didn't know if it did anything. And I'll hit her again.
You can't. You can only make one attack. Even if
one action or one attack?
One attack.
One attack.
Wow. All right. That's
Slow sucks.
awesome. Do I get
Slow
any
is amazing.
Yeah, at the end of your turn, you get to make another wisdom saving throw.
Okay, she also needs to make a concentration check, so.
Oh, I suppose she does, doesn't she? And she just took a significant amount of damage. Oh, boy. Oh, yep, she made it. Good old Warcaster. Unfortunately, shush, that's not enough.
I didn't think it would be, so there we go.
All right, Argrix.
I'm going to move there, and I'm also going to attack the spellcaster. She'd need to make a roll for that, but she'll probably make it.
Yep.
I am going to do my last thing. My last flourishing strike. So, so she would, yeah. So she'd take an extra 2 damage. So it was total of 6 damage done to her total. And then my AC goes up for the round.
All right.
And then
By 4?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. So the dragon looks at you two and says, "You fools are in my way. Move." And then she just claws and bites at the vampires. And she tears into the spellcaster vampire. Hits all 3 times with both claws and the bite. For a lot of damage. And
That's a lot of damage.
that puts the spellcaster there. All right.
Did she make her saves?
For concentration?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just seeing if I'm still slowed.
Yeah. Those were pretty low hits, like damage-wise. That's.
Oh, you said he hit her for a lot of damage. I just wasn't sure.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Sorry. I was thinking you were talking about Adams.
Nope, dragon.
Nope. You're absolutely right. I don't know why I didn't think dragon.
Because you're doing a lot. You're doing good.
Yep.
Keep up the good work.
Those. She is going to make all of those, unfortunately. So. Razia's up, and she is going to. She pulls out a glowing bow. You didn't see her using this one before, but it's now it is. And you notice Felindor isn't using the same glowing bow that he had before.
Oh, hey, look at that.
And she wallops one of those vampire spawns out in front of Cyrus and her for a significant amount of damage. Rudy.
If we succeeded that save, the slow save,
You're fine.
Did anything happen?
Nope.
Okay, just checking. Couldn't remember what you said.
No, I thought a spell DC of 18 was really pretty good, and I was going to get most of you suckers. Guess what?
You got me.
Slow only works for Gabriel.
Gosh.
All right. Felindor is going to take a hop back and shoot the caster. He will hit with all 5 arrows.
Jeez.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you watch him change different colors and become different things and do all sorts of different stuff. And she just gets walloped on. Not nearly as much as he would have hoped. That's actually pretty low rolls for all that. And that's going to require... Tony, slow goes down.
Yes!
Sweet.
That was a rude attack.
Yeah.
And she is not looking real hot. She is into heavily wounded. Spawn's turn. Cyrus is going to have a vampire woman latch onto him and drain him of a lot of health. And now it's his turn. And he screams something to the effect of, "Get off me, you log-fanged woozum, whatcha jigger." And he, too many dice. Takes his great sword, and well, hot dog. That's 3 criticals.
Nice.
Good old champion fighters.
Nice.
Let's get him, Cyrus.
This is why this guy has the best stories.
Yeah.
He does crap like this random.
Right, because he's this tiny little, like, worthless little creature, and is just a monster. Just
Seriously, like, he's like the guy no one suspects because of how he talks. All
87 points of damage from Cyrus.
dude, Cyrus, my man, I saved that guy.
On spawn 2. And that is, with the small amount of damage it had left, enough to put that one down. Graham.
Graham is going to continue his assault. Ouch.
Yeah, that is an ouch.
I hear you, man.
And it's an attempt to push it.
And that's a 7 on the dice, so no. Didn't roll on the map, but does not make it. Gets pushed 5 feet back.
That's all he shall do.
This woman saw that her spell was relatively ineffective and is going to instead make some attacks at... Oh, let's see.
The dragon.
Well,
Just got too soft.
yeah. At Argrix.
Get him.
So...
I have an AC of 22. So.
Oh, you dog, I forgot you did that. You are so stinking lucky.
Seriously.
I don't hit you with a single attack because of that. I have 2 23s in this pile, and the other 2 rolls are 21 and a 19.
Oh,
So
well, I'll take it.
this woman looks furious at you. And that's going to bring up spawn 1, who is going to attack Graham, because that's who's in her face.
It's got an advantage.
And, yep. And your AC is currently 20.
Yep.
I will hit you with the claws. Oops, wrong dice. Oh, I wish I could keep that. That was a crit. Nope, wrong one. Oh, gosh, 5 points of damage, Graham. All right, the warrior is not pleased by what's going on. The dragon has caused problems. His girlfriend has been unable to hit the not impressively tough-looking dragonborn, and so he's going to turn his attention on the Kenku.
I just imagine like all the feathers around your neck are like super puffed out.
Yeah.
Tony, he hits you.
Puffery.
Yeah, your beady eyes.
He hits you once for 10,
Oh, okay.
and then he hits you again for 10.
What the crap? I have an 18 AC. Get off me.
I have a 26 and a 23, and his third swing is a 20.
Oh, no? What?
So those were my counts. You've been hit for a total of 35 points of damage.
I'm dead.
Well, they were in succession. It was 10,
Right.
10, 15.
149 damage. 490 damage.
Nope. So, I mean, good. Yeah. There it is.
Shush goes down, and it's Shush's turn. And Shush
Peace out.
misses a saving throw. Argrex.
Okay, following the dragon's advice, I'm going to disengage out of it.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay.
And that I'm going to cast Healing Word on
Shoosh. All right. So Shush pops back up with 5 hit points, and the dragon releases a cone of cold.
Technically, we have the same initiative. So could he still be standing? Like, he gets hit as I cast it on him?
Yeah.
What? Why?
Because then you're not prone.
Then I'm in the cone of cold. I want to be prone.
No, you're not. You're not in the cone of cold. It starts right on that red-haired vampire lady that no one knows.
That no one knows.
No one.
No.
So Shush, you can, I guess, make your attack now.
What? Oh, what?
You went down, but it wasn't technically your turn. Because you and Adam have the same initiative, and I let him do a fun thing, so you can have your turn. I mean, you can not have your turn if you want.
No, I'm gonna do it. All right, give me a con save.
15.
That won't do it. She's stunned.
She's going to choose for it to happen. She's going to make that save.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll punch the warrior and make him do one too.
He is going to make his.
Sweet. So that's my action. I'm gonna punch her again. And then I'll use my last key point and make her do it again because it's fun.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not supposed to know this, but that guy should have probably swung for like 7 times his damage.
Yeah.
She will fail again and choose to succeed again.
Nice.
And then I am leaving.
You're gonna take the tax of opportunity?
Yes, because there's way less attacks.
All right.
I used my key points.
Yes, you did.
Disengaged. But I used my key.
All right.
18 AC.
18 AC?
No.
Just barely misses you. 17.
I'm going to use the dragon's voice and look at the two of them and say, "You're in my way," and run away.
Then right before the dragon breathes, it starts to laugh and releases on these two for an obnoxious amount of damage. The spellcaster turns into a cloud of mist, and the warrior is screaming no as he takes 102 points of breath weapon damage.
Nice.
Ooh, does it matter that she took radiant damage this round?
Nope.
Okay. Because the killing damage wasn't radiant.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So, let's see. That brings up Razia, who is going to use her brand new longbow to plunk another arrow in a vampire spawn. And that's going to be damage plus numbers. Oh, that's not a lot, but numbers. Rudy.
Stabby, stay up. Oh my god.
Poor Rudy. All right, so that's going to bring up Felindor, who looks at the vampire warrior, said, "Your girlfriend's gone now." And he begins to unload on this guy. Oh boy. You know, warriors with 5 attacks at the end of their lifespan are just something else.
Yeah, yeah, they are.
They're just something else. He's only going to hit him 4 times this time, so. That leaves him looking real bad. He looks terrible.
How's it look?
Terrible. So Cyrus is going to run forward, and he is going to unleash his 5 attacks. Too many dice. Last one doesn't count. Only 1 crit. Darn.
Only one.
Does he have Sentinel too?
Yeah, actually he does. He does not kill this one. But it looks terrible. And that's going to bring up Graham.
Graham is going to unleash into this one.
Boom. You mystify it, and it flees off into the darkness.
And I will tell Razia to do what she needs.
And she yells
Do I
back.
recognize that this is the door she needs to go into?
You definitely believe that because there is red mist pouring out from underneath that door like nobody's business.
I may open the door for her.
Okay. You open it up, and there is a glowing portal coming up out of the mist on the floor in that room. Let's see.
Probably don't want to go in there.
How do you know? And that's all I shall do.
All right. Spellcaster Mist floats off and disappears.
Oh man,
Yep.
you can move that fast.
Legendary creatures, man.
Rough.
And let's see. The warrior is going to bat swarm out of here, and he heads for the stairs. So the dragon's going to take a swipe at the bat swarm as it flees. Ooh, that's a crit. I might kill him. Where's my dragon at? That is not quite enough. Real close, though. And he disappears up the stairs in a cloud of bats. And that clears the field of combatants.
Combatants.
Combatants. Yeah, nice. Get it? Our Shush and Argrex, you two are up. Who wants to go first this round? Seeing as how we decided to implement versatile initiative.
Yeah. He can go first.
I'm gonna run over by you. I'm a good game. You tell you thanks. I'm gonna run up the stairs because the mist went through the wall, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Then I will run up the stairs to see if I can catch sight of any of the bats.
Okay. I need to look up the fly speed of bats.
30 feet gets me right there. I don't know which way is up, so it would be either the up or the down.
Aren't you gonna dash?
No, I'm not. If I can see the bats from there, I won't.
You will not be able to see the bats from where you're at.
Okay, then I will head from where I am another 50 feet.
Okay. You do see bats flying off into the night. So,
Pew pew, shoot them.
I was going to say, how far away are they?
they are out over the battlements. They only have a fly speed of 30. So they're just up and out of off the battlements.
So within 30 feet of me.
Yes.
I'm going to throw a sunbolt at him.
Can you if you dashed?
Oh, no, because I have no key points left. That would leave me with a bonus action, and I have nothing I can currently do with the bonus action. So I will just continue, I guess, to give chase as best I can, and if on my next turn I can make it to within 30 feet of them, I will shoot at them.
Well, your next turn they will be 60 feet. They will be probably...
Oh.
Yeah, because they get to go before you.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, that's all I can do. I'll just yell down the stairs at them. Okay.
Okay. Argrix.
I will. He'll shush, and that's probably about it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Argan Vastia is going to move here and squeeze into the hallway. Razia runs into the portal.
But we don't need to do that anymore. The bad guys are gone.
Rudy, what do you want to do?
So, like, would I have seen anything that happened behind me, like the
You would see
vampire
it
warrior
dragging
was
behind
here
you.
up to the...
No, you wouldn't have seen that.
Okay, then I'm just continuing with Razia then.
Are you going with her?
Well, yeah, our mission was to protect the children. She's one of the children, so yeah.
All right. So Rudy runs into the portal.
Hey, I was going to do that.
Hey, you looking?
Felindor will go stand next to his dragon buddy. Cyrus looks at Graham and says, I was going to ask you guys to come with us because, you know, it's just me and the girl, and but your little friend there already went, so you coming?
Yeah, of course.
All right, let's do this. And he runs into the portal.
Freaking love Cyrus.
So Graham, shush. Let's back up to you guys.
I'll yell at Shush that, or Argrix that we're moving.
Yep.
All right, so you guys go through the portal, and you guys back here in this, we won't quite do this in initiative order anymore, but the dragon asks you if you're willing to help the girl.
But what about the keep?
It won't matter if she succeeds. Right, shush,
I've
right?
already
Shush.
agreed.
Hold on. All right. Right, shush, right before you're about to answer, you feel a hand in your hand, and there is a young Prince Gabriel there who's saying, we should do the right thing. Let's go.
Oh, does he have his sword and shield? Because I wouldn't have seen that before.
He does.
I'm going walk towards the portal with him,
Mm-hmm.
and then right before we go in, I'm going to goose him like I always do. Just kick him into the portal.
He does, and as you guys are walking down the hallway, he says, I'm going to save my dad.
We are going to save your dad.
Right, and
Right.
that's when you goose him and shove him in the portal.
Yep.
All right. So the entire group of you, a silver dragon that has now transformed back to a grumpy elven woman, Felindor and Cyrus, this is how we close this evening. You all stumble out of the portal about the same time, and you're standing in the middle of a grassy field surrounded by trees on all sides and thick walls of mist encompassing them. You can barely see through the trees. In certain portions of the mist, it looks thinner than others, making tunnels out to different places. And in the middle of this field is a brightly colored Vardo. And that's where I'll leave you guys. So if you ever want to take a jaunt back into a realm of terror, let me know. And you have characters who can do it.
Dude!
Are we level 6 now?
No, you're not level 6 now.
We just got to level 5.
And killed everyone.
You had a lot of help.
Killed everyone.
We didn't kill everyone.
And there was a lot of help to kill everyone in this fight.
I know.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
All right.
You know, 2 guys we pushed off a parapet, so they probably don't count.
I know. That was great.
That was pretty epic.
No, those definitely counted. Those were your kills.
No, that's just good.